That was
Okay, I don't know what that's doing that for.
no crap.
Let's try this
Hey,
one. I just
sis.
restarted too. I just restarted. Hold on. Let me try this one. Okay. That's the second week in a row them's not worked.
What is that? The feed in?
Yeah.
Oh,
Loop.
StreamYard's being kind of messed up.
All right. Hey, just FYI, I'm on my broken tablet, so I'm gonna try to use it while we stream. I suck, and I'm trying to get together now.
It's all right, sir.
It's all right, sir. We'll suck together.
Hell yeah! I was hoping you would wait till Tim got over with, but Tim's still on, so I gotta tell him I got to go.
Well, you don't have
No, I got to. I got obligations, Walt. I gotta take care of my obligations, so therefore that's why I'm here.
Will you be
Will
back?
you be back?
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I take care of my obligations. Tim's got plenty of mods in there today, so and he doesn't have over 100 some people, so I'm perfectly able to dip out and watch his awesome show later. So we're good. Hopefully. Walt and Jim.
What's up?
Did you guys see the videos I put up today?
Yes.
I love that one.
Okay, who is that? Hold on.
That's all right.
I hear
echo.
I don't hear static every now and then. Maybe that's on my end. Let me check my sound.
My microphone.
Okay, can you hear me better now? Walt, can you hear me better?
Hang on, Sarah.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Hey, Nas. Okay, well, fine enough. I'm the echo. Then, bastard.
It sounds like it's just echoing my voice.
Oh, that's the wrong thing.
Hi, Snow.
What about now?
Nope. I still hear it.
There's nothing
I
on.
don't know what it is.
Ah! All right, I'm gonna dip out and dip back in.
Sarah, you're not echoing. Wally, I think maybe. Let's see. How is it now?
Okay, can you hear?
Yeah, so it was okay. Yeah, it was the other side. I thought it was
Testing 1, 2, 3.
It was Sarah.
Testing Jim. Jim, can you hear me okay? I got my microphone on 150 and I've got volume level on
My brain.
like
Sarah's back.
4.
Can Sarah put herself in
No, now be quiet.
That sounds really good, Walt. Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds
Thank you.
great. You're welcome.
It was you, Sarah, whatever it was.
I'm not hearing it now. Then again, Sarah's muted, so I can't tell.
I'll mute mine too.
All right, how about this? Is this better, or is it the same? Oh my God!
No.
Feedback.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing what happening is I'm hearing after I say something, it'll delay and then I'll hear it coming back at me. But that's only when Sarah has her mic unmuted.
Sarah's speaker is by her mic, is what Nos is saying.
Nassi's here?
Okay, Jim's muted, okay.
Yeah, he muted. It's only us and then when Sarah gets back.
I was using an old card reader for my phone, Sarah, and I got it.
Oh, we had to change all the settings for Cheyenne's games this morning.
Really?
Yeah, where her game show was her little game show, and we used capture card sound.
Oh, what is that?
Basically, it's something that just takes the game directly to the. You don't have the camera on,
Okay,
goofball. Hang on.
You gotta change the settings.
I know, I'm working on it.
Turn them off. No, scroll down.
It's not letting me scroll down fast. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Let's go back around.
I'll be right back. Well,
There it is.
so I'm gonna go back there real quick and talk.
Do you see it?
Okay, I see it. Yeah.
That's our capture card.
That's okay. So I couldn't picture anything. So the HDMI where you was talking about, I think before too, it goes in there and then it goes to the computer.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
It
called
goes
what?
through that and then goes to the computer. It's called a capture card.
Capture card.
It's so we can play games
without the camera having to face the TV.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Hi, Sarah.
Okay, hi. How about now?
Sounding good.
Well, because my dumb ass. Now, let me tell you about my dumb ass here, okay? My dumb ass forgot to plan out of my backstage. So all you hear is backstage echo of weirdness, okay?
Is that why I was hearing myself go right back through as soon as it had like a 5-second delay. I'd say something, then like 5 seconds, then I'd hear it come back at me.
Pretty much. You don't hear it now, do you?
No, I don't hear it now.
Yeah, because my dumbass is dumbassery. Ah.
That's all right.
Settings.
See, even now I forget how to do things right, and I figure plenty all the time about people streaming. My God.
I think it's because you're streaming on and you just can't.
Oh, first base.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. Jim's my neighbor.
Is he
I think you can charge it. Dude, I was trying to hand it to you, and you just had your phone in your face. Do you know your light in your room? We can plug it in there and use it.
Oh, are we gonna do topic today, or are we just pretending to do topic?
No, we're good. Well, for starters, we're see if a few more people slide in. And Nasi, do you want to come up?
Nasi.
Oh,
we ain't really got enough.
I can shoot her the 1 minute the broadcast the magic. Hi, Dan.
Go to the one we're doing.
I don't even know what
Dan
No,
of all the daily Dan of the Dan Man's Dan's.
no,
I
down
mean, I
to the
can
new
do
ones.
That's where I was just at.
Okay. That just got 3 gold stars.
Then we got
That one. Now, I wanted to discuss free will. And we wanted to discuss Tesla a couple weeks ago, but there wasn't really nobody here. I don't know what I'm doing wrong of why we can't get nobody in here.
No, is
Well,
that a sure thing on coming up, or is that a sure thing on something else?
There's Dan the man in the house.
Dan should come up too. We haven't heard from Dan in so long. Hey, Jim, are you having a really bad fly/gnat problem / fruit fly / problem over there?
Gnats are a horrible issue from like November
Okay,
last
that's
year,
me.
and right now it's bad. Like we're pouring hot water down our drains every other day, and it's not making a difference.
Did you say bats?
That's wrong. Gnats, the really small little. They're orange there, right? Are yours orange too?
Now I think he's crackling.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah,
think
he's
you're
crackling
crackling.
big time. I was like, it's just me. Nope, guess not.
Miss me. Oh, you little bastard.
I can wipe this board. I can
Oh,
wipe
you
it.
bitch.
Quit cussing on stream.
I can't help it.
Well, I can't help it. Yeah, you'll get blocked.
No worries, Dan. I hear you on the holiday thing.
Yep.
After January for me, things start leveling out.
Oh, snap. I hit him.
Well, you totally fudged this up.
Shut up. One second left.
Now. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god. I think it's just I think my gosh, I'm just stuttering monster today. I think it's just Jim's headset. For whatever reason, it's like the microphone itself doesn't seem to want to pick up when he's talking. And I don't know, I always thought it was just me not understanding anything he ever said, but apparently no, it's more of a headset issue there. Because when you talk to Jim in person, I guarantee you it sounds really, really good.
Ah!
Hi, Pink. I can't say your name. I suck at that. But hi. It's good to see you in chat there. I can't say names. I suck today. Today is not Sarah's good day.
I can see the difference from looking at that one, looking at that one, and looking at that one. Because even this one here is a lot grainier than that one there. So the graininess gets worse as it goes. See? You can see the difference.
That looks perfect. That's 1080.
You can see
That's
some graininess from this.
Right. That's not.
You can see some graininess on this one too.
I know, Ray. I've been in here studying it for the last 3 weeks.
Okay, I'm coming.
Go service your.
About free will.
I'll be back for a bit. I think.
Okay, go, Ray.
Okay, Sarah, I think Nasi said she can come up.
What did you say?
Nasi said she can come up.
Oh, I know. I waited for her to come up, but in the meantime.
Well, I just happened to look over at the chat and seen it. I didn't know if she was already on her way or what.
Fine. Until Nos gets here, I will be quiet.
Okay. Well, I will be back in a bit.
You sounded perfect a minute ago.
You sound okay now, Jim. Well, now you're so mumbled and far away.
I'm gonna my phone, turn it off, and turn it back on, and I'll walk up. Well,
can you use your head? Can you use your phone without a headset? Maybe it'll be fine.
You know what? I'll try that. Yeah, because I'm gonna something my headset, and then it's the mic.
I'll try that. Hey, first floor. I don't know why I waited to the fucking tablet. I mean, flicking tablet. Sorry, Walt. Sorry.
It ain't me. I like to cuss. I just don't want to try to get as many people in here as I can get.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just go give Nos the link here to the stream, since I guess I'll do that. I need to copy the link and drop it over to her, and there we go. Apparently, she can't get up there without a link. Amazing. Anyways, here she should be coming here shortly. My bad. Sorry, Nos.
Ah,
Oh my god.
okay. Now see, I can see the difference. I can see the difference in between the 1080 and the, because mine on my side I can see 1080, but when I look at YouTube side, it looks fuzzy. That's what I'm getting ready to fix. Come on, you guys! Damn! Damn! Oh, they can't outrun me, so they're just going to kill me. Oh, that wasn't going
First
too
floor did a
well.
good show tonight.
All right,
See
you
what
guys.
now? Well, we got 5 people here. Okay, thanks for stopping by, Lee.
And there's
I've seen
Nos.
the difference too. I've seen the difference too, Lee. Before you go, yeah.
Good
Okay.
night.
Catch you
First
tomorrow.
floor. The base is hell.
Get her, get her.
So, all right then.
Yeah. And
So,
I am
hi, Nos.
still
How are
running.
you?
I'm like driving 1,000 miles an hour to get here. Damn. I've been going since 2 a.m. this morning, my time. So, uh, let's see, this afternoon was 12 hours, 12, 20, 20 hours and 30 minutes is what I've been at it. Woo. But let's see here.
I just woke up.
You didn't get a nap in?
I got my books here. Oh, hell, we're on camera. Damn it. There we go. Got my big speaker set back up. There's my first board. Okay, there's my computer and my sound system for this one. Now, I got this itty bitty guy right here. It is so tiny, it's the size of a shoebox with all the features of a big computer.
Yeah.
And it's going to go to this TV here. But for right now, it's on this TV because I got to get everything off that computer over there.
Nice.
It has been hacked all to pieces. I need one of them big giant cooling fans in it. Hell, I've dumped so much money into that damn computer. It was like $2,800 when I first bought it. And it has lasted 10 years. So I guess be happy I got 10 years out of it. But what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take and get all my pictures off from it, and then I'm going to restore it. And then I have got, oh God, where's my Windows disk?
To do a format and fresh installation of Windows.
Yep. And then here's my, there's my Windows 10.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I might need assistance to reconfigure the Windows 10 that kids damaged. It starts up
No,
and
it's
it's
the
just stuck
Windows
on
8 that's
Windows
damaged.
10.
It is not receiving no more up downloads, and it is stuck and won't restart.
That's what this one was doing, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would go to the screen, but I couldn't use a mouse or a keypad or the keyboard. You got to smash the
Well,
screen.
on Microsoft, you can download the Windows 10 installation files to put them onto a USB drive. And when you reboot your computer with that in, you can go into the BIOS, tell it to boot from the drive itself, and you can go through fresh installation. Then tell it to keep your files when it's doing the fresh installation of Windows 10, or just do a complete wipe.
I want to do a complete wipe because my
I want
grandparents.
to do a complete wipe.
Yeah,
It's got like a, I don't know, a whole bunch of dirty pictures on it from a long time ago when I had my website.
Yeah.
you had a
Yeah, back when it was making money. Yes, I
live
had
me.
it. Huh?
You had a live me on there back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, the little think me not.
Nice.
And yeah, it had a everything, all the virus protection, all the little digits and gadgets, and all of a sudden somebody come out and they started not producing, but they started moving movies for a penny on the movie.
Oh wow, nice.
No, that's not nice. That put me out of business. I was making 5-6 cents a movie.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Okay, so I need to understand this, Walt. Okay, are you saying that you were selling dirty movies?
No, I wasn't selling. I was doing it legally.
Yeah. He's over
Okay,
18.
so let me
It
ask
used
this
to-
question again. Were you selling dirty movies?
No, I was a host. You don't remember how the internet used to be? So yeah.
Were you saying
All
is you
you
were a
do,
host to a dirty site?
all you do, right, and you just use your computer to get their
What
things.
site was
Now
it?
everything
Was
is
I
changed.
there?
Huh?
What site was it? Was I there?
I ain't going to mention the site. No.
Yeah, probably better you don't.
Looks like those air vents need blown out on that video game
Yeah.
console.
It stays dusty as hell in here.
Yeah.
It's like we just got done. We just got done. Justin and gotta take the air hose to the other ones. Yes. That one poor old computer over there's got them fans all plugged into it.
Yep.
I put another video card in it. I had another old Dell XPS. That was the 8500. This is the 8700. I took the video card out of the 8500, and it was better than the video card that was in the 8700.
Yep. So it sounds like you need to get yourself an air purifier that stays running in that room.
Well, now I got another room to worry about up front.
Yeah.
I got one over here, but it's unplugged right now because I'm rearranging everything. If I would have started this last week, it would have been done by now.
Right.
And I need another mouse and another keyboard because my new computer don't got a mouse and keyboard yet, but it also don't have a microphone and a webcam. which you got to have them plugged up to it just to turn it on.
Yep. I recommend going with Logitech for the mouse and keyboard. Because if you get one of
that's
those
what we always do.
sets, yep, they are best reliability from my experience. Plus, you can have both of them use the same USB receiver, so it only takes up one slot on your computer.
There's my Lego room.
Yeah.
That's where I'm gonna be playing guitar and playing Legos in the other room. I want to get a little bit on free will tonight, but I guess we could get started. But I mean, there ain't really nothing here. I guess we could discuss, but hell, we could go backstage and discuss.
Right.
Well, I'm still here. I just talking to my dad real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, Nature Journeys. Logitech is up their game. They've got durability and reliability.
Yes, because I've dropped these mices 1,000 times. I've got the big rat. I call them rat, but it's M570, and it's got the thumb ball on it. You don't move it around like a mouse. You just move the thumb ball.
Yeah. Those take a while to get used to.
Yeah, but now I can just lay underneath the covers.
Oh,
On code days, I don't even got to look at the keyboard no more. I just lay underneath the covers and type.
Yeah.
okay. So I'm back now. I know you guys are all just so concerned that I wasn't coming back, but I'm back. Okay.
Yeah. We hear you.
Yes, but all I see is Lego, the thing.
Yeah, that's sharp, ain't it?
Yeah, it looks really good though. I mean,
It's
like, damn.
$1,000 freaking. Let's see. Hold
Wow,
on.
that's insane. I mean, damn. Damn, I keep swearing. I'm so sorry, Walt. Boy,
Ding,
everybody's
ding.
gonna have a problem when they get on my panels tomorrow because what? I stopped caring long ago. After I got the shut up. After I got the freaking thing from YouTube saying that that one stream I had was far too F word vulgar or whatever the hell they said. I kind of just oh well. That's what happens when you get a panel of Aussies.
Yeah.
The F word is the only word expertly spoken there.
Right.
All right. So, anyways, I'll shut up now. So we'll go ahead and do whatever the thing you're gonna do.
Well, right now, I guess we're just bull crapping. I don't know if anybody's going to show up or not. And you know what I done? I didn't freaking post the movie. I posted it yesterday, or last night, or early this morning. Twitter. Nope, I didn't post it at all.
Free will.
And we got the beautiful Miss Kathy in chat, and Dan, if he's still here. And then there's Nasty, of course, and me and you.
Right. So let's get going.
What was going to do? Free will.
Well,
I
yeah.
don't see nothing free about it. We're all slaves to the dollar bill, you know?
Yeah, it goes a lot deeper than that. So far,
Yeah.
humanity doesn't have free will. And
Miss
I'm
Brandy.
looking forward to changing that.
Hi, Brandy.
What do
That
you think
picture
about
looks so
free will,
good.
Miss Brandy?
Look, I've seen it before. I can't place it, but I remember it, Brandy.
But the World Bank controls everything, even though I just believe they control everything. They can say, okay, let's bankrupt this country here, and then we're going to make their money totally worthless. And then somebody's going to come in here with Ethereum, or what is that? Dogecoin? What is that stuff called? That currency called? Miptheria? No.
You can remember all the names of the bitcoins, but not Bitcoin. I love it.
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah, yeah. Now, see, I don't see how they hold that because gold, you could actually, you can actually buy the gold and put it in your safe. Money, you
Right.
can put money in your safe and rotate it through the bank every so
Yeah.
many,
Well, it's because the world's entire economical system is based on imagination. So, everything that they talk about when they talk about the economy, they're talking about the valuation of top sets of companies, right? Like the S&P Standard & Poor's 500
yeah,
is, the 500 most valuable companies, so on and so forth. So every time they talk about the economy, what they're really talking about is the valuation of those companies' collective stock. And stock price itself is determined by all the rich people that have extra money they don't need, deciding how much they're willing to pay for a company's stock because they need a version of gambling that they can do at home. Okay. So when it comes to stocks, the investments that are being made in stocks of a company aren't being made at the grassroots level of those of us that would be influenced at all by a stock's price determining whether we could pay our rent the following month. Right? Everything that happens with the fluctuations in stock price, these are things where people that have money to burn decide that they're going to play the stock market Las Vegas, right? Where they invest in a company because the company has whatever reputation, it's supposed to make money, and they get to see returns on those investments. Now, the break in this entire system is that, 30 years ago, it was fine. Investors were investors. That's how it worked. But we've had a turnaround where the United States government, specifically the legislative branch, has been tampering with how systems work and how contracts are given and everything else, influencing the direction of how companies make profit. And now it's not that a company needs to be profitable. It's that a company is guaranteed profit. And when you hear legislators speak on Capitol Hill, they talk about, well, we can't introduce these changes to legislation. We can't introduce these environmental regulations or these protections or any of these other things because it may negatively affect a company's profit margins. And what they're really saying is that human lives don't matter. All that matters are corporate profits. And if a company, in the old days, we would just say, if a company doesn't have a profitable business model where they can afford to pay their employees a living wage, then they don't have a business that deserves to continue running. Their business has failed. Mathematically, their business has failed. It shouldn't exist, right? When you look at what's happened with the discussions that go on about minimum wage and things like that, the equivalent of what's happened with the price inflation. Sorry, I did wake up literally at the minute the show started, so my brain's just catching up. With what's been happening with inflation, minimum wage is the equivalent of what it was in 1989. Okay. It lacks the buying power for achieving its base goal that it was established for. So the wages have not kept up with inflation. So you get this wider and wider gap going between what people can afford and what they're paid. And every single time that happens, corporate profits are going up, right? If they make more on the products they sell and they're paying their employees less relative to what the company takes in, the company profits are going up. All of these companies that existed under minimum wage back in 1989 can afford to do so now. What they really talk about when they're bucking against the minimum wage is they're talking about a reduction in their profit margins. And this discussion is one I'm glad that we're having right now, because the discussion about profit margins gets into who the company really is, right? If you're talking about McDonald's, you've got the people that stand at the cash register that take your order and pass out the food, right? We got the people in back that are making the food, putting it in backs. We got the people stocking, unloading the trucks, loading the freezers, moving things around, managing things in the background. You got the janitors. You got all these people at that level. Then you got the people at the McDonald's warehouse that are handling the orders from each of the individual stores, and the people handling payroll, everything else. You've got a lot of people in the McDonald's corporation who are doing all the work that makes the company money, right? And when it comes to the board of directors making a decision about what they're going to do with the company, the only people they're considering in that decision is, will it make their stockholders more profit? Their stockholders aren't the people actually making the company any money. Period.
That's all I cared about when I had my shop, was making money.
Yeah. The stockholders themselves are not making the burgers. They are not cleaning the restaurants. They're not working shipping and distribution. They're not handling HR. They're not handling all the legal qualms that the company has, and copyright and trademark issues and everything else. All the stockholders are people that had extra money and they traded off an investment in one company for another company. They have zero loyalty to McDonald's. They have zero reason to have an emotional investment in whether McDonald's succeeds or fails. Okay. Those people are just people that had extra money to burn. And, when it came down to their analysis, they decided to drop their money on McDonald's. Yay. Those people mean nothing. See, if McDonald's were to do what's necessary to bump up what they pay their employees to actually provide them a living wage, to show them that McDonald's employees, I don't know, have as much value as Costco employees do, or some of the other companies that have even taken the farm.
Same value, what they're willing, people are willing to pay them.
Yeah. Well, no, it's their value is less than what people are willing to pay them. The very definition of minimum wage is an employer saying, I am paying you the least amount that the law will allow me to pay you because I know that's all I can get away with.
Right, so the value of people aren't even. Well, I forgot.
Yeah.
No, that's right. You're right.
Yeah. Minimum wage itself is an employer saying, I know you are desperate to have work, and you being here where there's a minimum wage means you will literally take anything you can get, and you will endure being treated like a piece of shit in the process. And if I could pay you less, I would. But since there's a federal law in place that requires me to pay minimum wage, then I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, Walmart has taken it a step further, because what they do is that for the majority of positions, they end up hiring people and hiring twice as many people as they should. And you say, well, that's great for the economy. It's less unemployment. No, it isn't, I say, because when you have twice as many people, then they're all working part-time. And working part-time means Walmart doesn't have to provide them benefits. And that means that Walmart isn't having to pay for the other things that a company is supposed to pay for by federal law. All right. That's the nature of the system that's in place for full-time employees receiving benefits. so they have their medical coverage and they have their insurance and all the other things that they need, because the corporation having people that it can employ to fill all of those hours means that it should be paying for those things. And because Walmart instead chooses to do the employment of many more people so that they can give them fewer hours, have them as part-time, so they don't have to provide them benefits, means that their profit margins go up. But now those people have to rely on using state supplemented medical care systems in order to have medical insurance, right? So they're willing to do the work. They're not allowed to do the work. And Walmart likes to rotate people's schedules in order to keep them locked into this depressed state where they have these part-time jobs they can't get out from under of. So, if you have 1 week where you're working open and 1 week where you're working close, and you have 1 week where you're working the midday, and it just keeps cycling and bouncing around, how do you get a second job?
Yep.
You can't go to another employer and say, oh, I've got one morning job and I'm open in the afternoons, because your schedule changes all the time. And that's the purpose of those big corporations that do the rotating shifts on people. Those rotating shifts don't help anyone. They reduce employee productivity. The numbers have already been established. All the neuroscience research has been done. So when they're shifting these people all around and shifting their schedules all the time, they're reducing the productivity of the workers. They're reducing the emotional resiliency of the workers and their happiness level, their life satisfaction in general. These things increase their stress levels, and increased stress levels reduces the functionality of their immune system. The employees are more likely to get sick, and being more likely to get sick means they really could have used that health insurance. You have to see how all of the different things are connected to each other. So Sarah's backstage. Walt wants to be pulled back in.
I had to pee. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah. So it's the connections of all these systems, so like I say, when we talk about minimum wage, you're welcome. When we talk about minimum wage, we're actually talking about health of individuals, right? It's not just whether they can afford anything. There are companies out there that are, bypassing the intention of federal regulation with employment associated with full-time employees. We're talking about companies that are not functionally profitable, but until there's other systems in place that can alter the way economic systems run, then they're going to get away with everything they can. Now, over the last 2 decades, the bigger trend that's been going on in this direction is contractors. Okay. Now, the way it's written up in the federal law for the United States is that a company is only supposed to use contractors to fulfill temporary changing circumstances of the company, right? You have seasonal ebb and flow where you temporarily need more workers. You bring contractors in, they fulfill the work. Now, what's happened over the last couple of decades is that companies have gradually worked in a process where they have phased out their actual employees to where they're filling all these positions with contractors, because contractors, they don't have to provide benefits for. And contractors, they can pay them less than what is necessary for the qualifications of the position that they have. And the staffing companies that the organization has a contract with has an unlimited supply of people that are desperate for work. That's what staffing companies are for. So they can just continuously phase people out. Yes, Brandy Phillips, what I do for a living is I am a catalyst of change. I exist for the purpose of evoking change in the world and bringing us to a point where hopefully this time we can avoid the apocalypse. No, the book I wrote is not on this subject. I just happen to know all the things that are necessary to fix what's wrong in the world. That's my job. But we don't need to go into that tonight. We're on a good topic, aren't we, Walt?
Yeah.
Enzo told me to tell everybody hi, and tell everybody, tell you, especially not to tell you hi.
Yes, I miss my Enzo.
Well, I'm Miss Enzo. Enzo,
Yeah.
I believe, will be on my show tomorrow. So
Okay.
he
All
has
of the characters.
people over today.
Yes. All right.
And I just spilled water over myself because I was bad.
So when we're talking about contractors, as I said in the federal law, the function of a contractor is that a contractor is not supposed to fulfill any foundational position within an organization, meaning contractors can't be used for any job the corporation requires to be done as part of the regular course of their business, right? In other words, would the business continue operating as normal if those contractors did not exist? Okay, let's talk about WWE, professional dramatic entertainment wrestling, right?
The only kind of wrestling there is.
Yeah, yes. So all of their
Only actors
wrestlers,
besides Hollywood on the script.
all of their wrestlers are contractors, which is actually a violation of federal law. Could WWE continue the normal course of their business as usual if they didn't have any of their wrestlers? Meaning if they didn't have any of their contractors? No, the company would not continue to operate as usual.
Then we wouldn't know what The Rock is cooking.
We would not. But
And we need to know that.
I'm school Ultimate Warrior all the way.
I go back to the 80s, okay?
Yes, that's the thing. I hate saying WWE because in my mind, it is hard stamped, encoded. It is carved in granite WWF.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. My point exactly.
Okay.
World Wrestling Federation.
That will never change.
Whenever we did backyard wrestling and shiz, we always when we did WWF backyard wrestling, and then we proceed to hurt ourselves on tax and everything.
Oh yeah, I was the youngest of 3 children, so I was the one experimented on the most with all of the arm locks and leg locks and headlocks and everything else. I endured the worst of it from my older brothers and all of their friends. That was
it's
pretty fun. Assigned tasks in life.
I didn't get a lot of crap from my older brother or my younger cousins who came to live with us because it's not my fault being the biggest and the strongest. You just don't make Sarah mad and everything's okay, right? You just don't. Anyways, and I mean, you all see that it's takes a lot for me to get mad, but when I do, it's on. It's on like Ducky Kong. Anyways, but I want to tell you, man. Mm-hmm. Oh man, did you guys see the Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, WrestleMania thing? Like, I didn't see it at the time, but I've seen it, since, right? Oh, right. This day, it still makes me so happy.
Yeah. The classic stuff was good, but I mean, we were just coming out of the 80s. We had culture back then.
Yeah,
the United States had culture back then. That was the last time the United States had culture.
That's because cocaine was around.
And then Pop came out and screwed everything up. I swear, once Pop came out, it messed everything up. I'm not kidding.
Pop has always been around. It's just you noticed it when it was, Britney Spears and stuff.
Sorry, Bop came out and messed everything up.
Okay, yeah, that ruined everything. Hanson ruined everything.
Well, that if we're gonna go down that road, then that actually brings us back around to free will. Okay. So this is actually part of the legitimate conversations. So at the beginning of the 90s, there was a meeting from the heads of the main record producers in Los Angeles for all of the main labels. And what they were talking about is functionally, on the complex side of thing, they were talking about applying Edward Bernays' social engineering principles in order to manipulate the population. And this is about when what was considered pop music, coming out to the point of generating this massive divergence of genres. It was like the last genre of music that was honestly developed without the influence of the big corporate labels conspiring for all the divisions was grunge. Grunge was the last one to come out. That was the end of it. That was the last of the free will in music production industry. All right. So after this point, what we were looking at was that the music producers, the labels, were looking at creating more division among the population. Right. Now we don't have hard rock. We have metal. We have heavy metal. We have black metal, death metal,
baby metal,
and it just goes on and on for something that
baby metal. That's just awesome.
And they look to make all these divisions, and then the people that become part of the fandom of those specific things embrace all things within that, and then they debate with others, or they outright reject all of the other types of music that are more than 1 degree of separation from their base music type they listen to, right?
Well,
which
yeah,
creates a but it creates a confined set of circumstances where those individuals are going to be subjected to a limited scope of ideas, right? They're going to be exposed to a limited scope of thought processes and principles. Now, with this meeting that occurred with all these executive producers for the big LA albums at the time, one of the things that they specifically talked about was their need to address the black problem. Okay, this is how they referred to it.
And that's where the racism came back in.
Yes. And this is what they did is that they essentially decided that they were going to hop on board what was happening with a couple of the new bands that were working their way in at the time. And bumping up the concept of gangster rap and turning R&B over to a concept where they're taking the blues portion out of it, which blues is a reflection on the suffering that's inflicted by systemic societal situations, right? The man holding you down. And they took the blues portion out and they converted what was happening with R&B into, in psychological terms, it's all about chest thumping. Okay. So what you're looking at is that the contents that they focused on is, I have the money. I didn't have to earn it. I just lucked into it because I'm special, right? I have all the respect. I have all the authority. Everyone wants to be me. Look at this expensive car behind me. Look at these women hardly wearing any clothes, dancing back and forth. This concept.
I agree with that. I mean, women have too much clothing. It's bad. I don't like it.
Yeah, and they changed over, and this started happening at the end of the 80s. That's what the function of Milli Vanilli was. All right. Now, for those of us that know, back in 1989, RCA contracted Rob Pilatus and Fab Morvan to portray the roles of the singers for Milli Vanilli. They were not. They were lip syncers. They pretended the roles. This was part of working. This was part of working their way into the new system. All right. And with the new system, it became about, it doesn't matter if people have any actual talent or not. It's that we're going to hire people to fulfill the roles in the music industry based purely on their appearance. We're going to turn them into image. And this is where you see this big shift happen at the very end of the 80s, where you went from having people that, okay, let's say it straightforward, look like Tracy Chapman or Tom Petty, which are just real people, right? To where everybody that was provided a contract to put out an album looks like somebody that belongs on the cover of Cosmo, right?
Okay, yeah,
And
sorry.
it became all about the background production, where they have writers, producers, musicians that are on staff, that are contracted with the albums, that would actually produce all of the music, and they just needed a person who could generally relatively carry a tune to be the face of the project, right? So they would turn people into stars and do that whole thing. And back in the day, a band played music they wrote. They sang lyrics they wrote. So the message that they gave was theirs. And what happened at that turnover where we left the 80s and came into the 90s was that the lyrics that everyone was singing coming out of all these big record labels were not theirs. All of the lyrics behind all of the music, all of the words that were being shared with the population were words scripted by the producers at these major labels. Which means even though you're hearing a different singer sing these things, what you're really doing is you're reading, it's like reading a series of books that are by the same author. It's the same authors behind all these things, right? They create the content, they determine the drive, they know what the message is that they want to send to the population. And the thing that was scaring them the most coming out of that was that, hey, you know what? You know what happened in 1989 that was a trigger for this? The last school in Boston was forced to desegregate. That was a tipping point. Okay. So when the last school in Boston was forced to desegregate, then the big labels said, we got to find a way to keep them down. Right. And that's why they started changing things up. If the black population in America and were on the rise, incorporating into growing progress, right? And they said, we need a message that says you're just going to be discovered and have the money that's available, right? And or you need to be invested in the thug life, right? Pimping and playing. You get your money through pimping and playing. That education is no longer a part of the objective for the black population of America. That women need to be disrespected, right?
That's what I was about to say. Like, they just started belittling women more and more once that came out, and they act like it was okay because the rappers saying it. Keep doing it.
Because
like,
they introduced the term bitch as a replacement for woman for the black community.
But I've never seen a dog walk around without a tail and on 2 feet. I never have.
Yeah. But by doing this, it created a continuous form of disrespect for all the females in their community, right? And they taught all the men that, the value of respect that you get out of life should be based on your aggressiveness, not based on your education, not based on what you actually achieve, not based on any contributions to society whatsoever, right? That you should be respected because people should fear you. This is what was embedded in much of the music, and they rolled forward with it, and they tailored it where it would be, you know, 1 or 2 songs on an album, not the whole thing. So, you know, the artist would be like, yeah, that's fine, let's roll with that. And then of course the album would make sure that those were the 1 or 2 songs that they would put out for radio play.
Right, and then
Right.
you read like then you read artists like the Kashi 69 or stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Who like literally who fumbled their way into mumble rap as they call it now, because I don't know what the heck he's saying. I don't think anybody does. Can you translate that? Me neither.
Right.
But
So
don't get me wrong, there's a few of his songs that I like, but that's besides the point. But you know, he's a child emmer and stuff like that. So you know, it's like, why is he even in the movie or music industry? It's like, you know, R. Kelly is another perfect example of that kind of thing too. Like, you know, YouTube takes off all his personal channels, but yeah, his music is still, you know, accessible. Why? Right. If you're gonna make a stand, then stand for the whole thing, right? Like that's stupid, pointless.
Yeah,
garbage.
and you know, this example I was talking about of, you know, record label ensuring that there would be a couple of chest thumping songs that they prioritize for these albums. They did that with MC Hammer, and this is something no one's ever talked about. But you know, like I had his albums back in the day, and MC Hammer as a performer, as an artist, as a wordsmith, he had a message he was trying to get across about what was happening, what was going wrong with the communities that he was in, right? About wanting to make a change, about wanting to make a difference. And his album would be full of these. And what's the song that the label puts out for the radio? Can't touch this. I'm too cool. Everybody wants to be me. You can't, because I'm the best. Can't touch this. They put out chest thumping music instead of the songs that have social value for invoking change. Okay. And they kept doing that to him. He gave up on music and decided he was just going to pursue life and contributing to his community by being a pastor. I don't place any value on religion, of course, but he took the direction that he could to try to be a representation for positive social change when he saw that the direction that he had wasn't helping.
Right. Well,
you know,
that he also went bankrupt too, I believe, right?
All the big pop people did from that time period.
Well, they still do. I think a lot of them have, you know, they bubble the way into things. Like it seems like the ones that are you know more are you know more ready to you know, for the fame, who've been working for it for a long time, seem to be the kind of people that, you know, make it pretty well in the industry. Even if they fall into like drugs and stuff like that, they could, you know, get out of that kind of stuff. But it seems like you know, I would say yeah, I don't know for a fact, but it seems like rappers, R&B artists, and all of them seem to, you know, go broke.
Absolutely,
faster.
but that's part of the culture that's created by the record labels with the way that they've designed this. Like I'm talking about, you know, you look back into all those videos and what do you have going on, right? The guys are wearing these, you know, expensive tailored suits. They got Lamborghinis and Ferraris behind them in all the videos. They're at a mansion at some oceanside palatial estate. You know, everything in the video is about creating this image of showing off the nature and the proliferation of the profit that you've earned through all of these external status symbols. And what happens with the videos that are designed by these producers like that is that that's the mindset they create for the artists, that your status is determined by the appropriation of these material things, right? And by getting them to adopt that worldview, right? Because it's pervasive across all the artists, almost all, right?
It was rent a crib and rent a car.
Yeah. And
all that
by
stuff was rented.
yeah, by getting them to do this, then what they've done is that they've taught them spend everything you have in order to continue holding this status image and trying to impress with material possessions. And in doing that, then those people are applying the wealth that they've earned to a purpose that has no real value, to trying to maintain an illusion, instead of those resources going to building something up that will let them evoke change. Right? Because if they went back to the community that they grew up in, they could drop next to nothing and, you know, build new schools for their community. Right? They could drop next to nothing and make sure that all the teachers for the school district where they grew up would be paid bigger salaries, where all the schools would have the good technology. And,
that's all fine and dandy and everything. But I grew up in school district here in Temecula Valley School District, right? It's not exactly poor, but it's not exactly wealthy. They have some wealthier schools in the district, so they get more for those schools than the others, of course, like all the other things, right? Now, the thing is about them is like, I would imagine this is like this everywhere. There's a special ed, right?
Yeah.
They segregate all the special ed kids all the time. Different schools, different classes. Nobody wants to deal with us in school and or in real life. It's just how it is, right? And it has nothing to do with our capabilities or any capabilities. It's just really how society is, right? And you see on these in the schools and stuff like that, they literally screwed my education up, right? So by the time I got to high school, like I had passed kindergarten, nothing else, and all of high school I passed because I was in charge of my own education because I actually cared, but I learned, right?
Yeah.
But and the thing of this is like you got so many today that shit, I'm losing it. I'm losing where I'm going with this.
It's gotten worse today than it was when we were younger because my kids, it's so screwed up. Like I have ADD and then whatever the other one.
I literally just lost my train of thought in my train of thought.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. I'm already getting it. Yeah. No, well, forget it. I had a point, but I must have it derailed at some point.
That's all right. The thing about those subway lines is that they come back around.
Well, I live in California. There's no subways here. Or wait, is there? Listen, I have no idea what is it.
Well, yeah, up in Washington, we had buses, and
but we have
the light rail. Yeah. The bus line always comes back around to the same place.
Yes. Yes. Anyways, go on then, because I'll just interrupt at some other point. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna interrupt y'all right now and just to say hi, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. So night and love y'all.
Good
love
night,
you too, Belle. Okay, well, Jim doesn't love Bat then? I guess it's messed up.
Sorry, y'all.
Love you, Bat. Good night.
Good night.
All right then. So, yeah. All right.
Yeah, we had education where there was a broader connection.
Sorry.
Go for it.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I just remember my point when you said that. See, like I don't know, you triggered my memory a lot. Thank you, Nas. You're great as hell. I knew I keep you around for all the reasons. Yeah, so basically what it comes down to is, okay, so my school district, said that my education was good enough to get a job, and they sent me out to the world with the diploma, right? Neat or nifty. Now, the same school district, hired me because they had no choice because, well, that meant the minimum requirements, right? The breathing
Right.
and the talking thing, kind of the minimum.
Right.
Anyways, but then I worked as a 101 aide when last year doing that because after that, the school district that gave me my awesome education that said it was good enough to work for them changed all their rules so people like myself can no longer pass the test to work there because can't read, spell, write in enough time that they said that I was okay to graduate high school because I couldn't do it then. Why can't I do it now? Then that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Like it's the school district is a joke. It's designed to fail. And everyone's like,
I can guarantee that because I've done the neuroscience research
Only for
on
the
it,
rich people they pay attention to in public schools as well as private schools. In my opinion, only with me.
yeah, and here's the thing, is that even the education that the well-to-do receive in the private schools is still broken. It's extremely deficient.
it is.
So you know how
We don't work in factories anymore like they set it up originally. Like we just don't.
There's more than that. There's a lot that's been done, and it's part of what I'm supposed to teach people once things come back around. But you know how in Star Trek when they're showing the kids in the future how they're studying quantum physics when they're in the equivalent of 7th and 8th grade,
right?
And it seems unrealistic because everyone thinks back on their education and how long it took to make any progress. The thing is that Star Trek was showing what's actually realistic. Everything that we know about neuroscience and enhancement of learning potential and behavioral momentum and everything else associated with it is that the human learning capacity is many, many times greater than what is cultivated in any of the school systems, public or private. What we know about human learning capacity, ways to amplify it, ways to enhance memory and cognition and long-term awareness and all the other things associated with information retention and recall, and how we can manipulate that information and the size of thoughts that we can have, which may sound weird, but when you think of it, like if you're going to do a math problem in your head, how big of a math problem can you retain the information on all the pieces of, right? That's your cognitive scope, the size of what you can retain as a point of consciousness. All right. And we know how to enhance all of these things. We know how to do all of them. I mean, I could take anyone and work with them
do it for me.
I could take anyone and work with them for a few months and literally multiply their learning potential by 20 times just by starting to apply what we know about neuroscience already. Right.
I have a lot of free time.
I'll be a student.
And it's not that hard to achieve this at all. It really isn't. We know everything. And I'm not talking about just my people. I'm talking about humanity, society. The science has already been done. The research has already been done on everything that influences human learning potential externally and internally.
Why is it so hard to get my hands on though? Because I've been looking for it. Like I've heard this talk and I can't get anything. Like it's gone. Like,
it's because knowledge is hidden in white papers behind the paywalls of universities.
Of gold and silver and
that's the
all
point.
The riches in the world.
Because for the United States, education is a commercial industry, not a right.
Yeah, they want to make money off everything. Everything is commercial. To be honest,
give me money, I'll give you this.
They sell education instead of providing an education. Right. And the selling of education that they do is based on predetermined measures of affluence that go back to the way the country was founded. People don't want to hear it because
by the Dutch.
people
Because
are comfortable the way they are.
first.
But the systems of affluence that are in place create demographic barriers that are intended to keep people away from an education that they don't feel are worthy of an education, which is heavily based in race. It's heavily based in gender. It's heavily based in a lot of things that go behind what we know the standard measures for entitlement are. And all of the research has been done on that as well. Right. This is all social sciences stuff that, on how this happens. So just to take it in
back to free will. That's why we don't got it.
Back to free will and why you don't have it. Yes, this goes back to free will. So we'll put it this way. Everyone here in our group that we're talking to are functionally working class people. Right. We did not grow up in a palatial estate where our families had, 4 different homes that we would fly off to on every season to have our spring vacation and summer vacation.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
wintering
got
over in Florida.
Around, so yeah, true, I don't got it.
Yeah. So growing up in that kind of lifestyle, we have a circumstance where there's a little bit available for going to community college, right? If we get the student loans or the grants and whatnot, then we can afford to get an associate's degree, technically. But but that money doesn't actually support our living expenses while that's happening, right?
Facts.
So in the process of trying to go to school to get the associate's degree, then your time is divided between work and school. Okay. And because your time is divided between work and school, you can't commit 100% to doing what you need to do to maximize your success at school. So when you finish your associate's degree, your GPA is going to be lacking. That is directly the result of affluence. See, those rich kids, they don't have to go to work while they're going to school. They still take advantage of those programs, so the government pays for the school itself, but their family pays for their living expenses. Their family pays for their entertainment. Their family pays for tutors, and ensures that their life is free from stress that would influence their performance, so that those people who come from affluent families are able to more readily guarantee that their child is able to pull through the associate's degree with the high GPAs that are going to get them entry into the universities for their higher degrees. Okay. And this started happening back when they were in high school, because the same thing was going on in high school, where other kids had to get a job so that they could afford to get a car or afford to buy their own clothes or entertain themselves. Right.
I got a job to help keep food on the table when I was 12.
Yeah. I was doing the same. Yeah.
I was doing my own businesses. I kept them up until I literally couldn't do it anymore. But I did babysitting, house sitting, pet sitting,
yep,
car washing, and that was pretty much what I did. Yeah. And I did that all through like middle school up through up until my 20s, my late 20s.
Yeah. Yeah. So we
working from 12 to 37. That's longer than a 20-year employer. It's like, why you stop? I'm like, I didn't stop. I'm fucking exhausted. My knees are bad. My back feels like shit all the time.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you want me to? I can lift a stack of books, 50 pounds. That's about it in front of me.
Right.
No.
So with this, it started back in high school, where those of us that come from, working class families, we would have to be working while we were going to school. Right. And working while you're going to school causes the distraction. It causes deterioration of your GPA. It causes a loss. It causes a loss of the social support network that you have as a teenager in high school, right?
I didn't have that anyways because I was in special ed. So I overcame all those things just because I'm that base. Yeah. But then I sucked down as an adult.
Well, I was somewhere else when the rest of my high school class was graduating.
Facts.
Yeah. But, you know, in all these systems, when we have to work, then we're missing out on socialization. And when we're missing out on socialization and not spending time with our friends, then our emotional resilience goes down. Hey, Sir Lurks-a-Lot.
That's me. That's me.
That's you. Okay. Nice. All right. And Angel Wings is here. Yay.
Keep licking.
And when we don't have the opportunity for socialization because we're working, then we miss out on emotional resilience. We don't have those social support systems that bolster and feed into our emotional needs and that kind of stuff. And the psychological impairment that happens increases our stress levels and everything else. And performance goes down. So even when it comes to GPAs graduating from high school, we're directly related to affluence of a family from which someone comes. And then those things determine what colleges that they can get to coming out of high school, going in for their associate's degrees. And then, as I explained earlier, going through the associate's degrees, affluence determines, the statistical spread for GPA associated with getting that degree, which then determines admissibility for which colleges can people get into for their higher degree programs. And then the affluence barrier becomes bigger there. Because if you're not from an affluent family, you can't afford to get your bachelor's degree just off the support the government gives. You have to have more money than that already. So you have to have the resources built up in the background. It's controlled. It's controlled education that keeps education out of the hands of the others. And people always, and people always like the people that need it. And people always argue, oh, but they have scholarship programs and things like that. I'm sorry. You know,
why didn't they do it?
When the scholarship program that they give to an individual with extreme financial needs in order to have that person in the school is just there as a reputational tool for the school. When they have 5,000 people that apply for that scholarship and they only give it to one, those are 5,000 other people that can't afford to go to school. They will not be attending.
It's like they're playing games to pick and choose.
And there's the other thing is stupid birds. The other thing is too, is like, for somebody like myself, even if I wanted to go to college and I paid all the stuff myself and I did everything myself, right? Like as a normal poor person would. Mm-hmm. I literally still cannot go to college because there's nothing set up for people with special needs or learning disability or anything like that. There's just not. So everybody always gives me crap. The whole community go to college. Well, I was in special ed like all day. Like, what college class do you know that has special ed? Like, there's none, right? It's not a thing. And not only that, even if it, then everybody goes, well, people can take your notes for you. So everybody's gonna read the test for me too, and they're gonna, do all the things that I did in the special ed class. I think it's ridiculous. I get so much crap for being, I don't know, subhuman or whatever the heck people, classify anything as anymore.
Yeah. The systems are intentionally comprised. Oh, we lost him.
No, Jim.
Watch the background. Yeah, watch the background for Jimbo to come back up. Thank you all. But yeah, with these systems that are in place, the demographic barriers that work their way up, that start in high school and then carry on to the associate's degree and get bigger for the bachelor's, and then even bigger for the master's, and greatest yet for the doctorate. Make sure that they have affluence barriers that are in place that keep people away from these higher tiers of achievement, right? To keep the unwanted people out of higher education. And by doing that, what they do is that they, you know, like I was saying, they occasionally give scholarships to some people who are people of need, and they try to make sure to hit as many demographic variations as they can in the process to make it look like there is racial diversity and diversity of thought in higher education that's being provided, right? And they always like to make sure that when these things happen, they publish in the local newspaper of whatever, or in the national news or whatever, how this particular person got a free ride scholarship from Harvard or whatever, that allowed them this opportunity, which creates the image that everyone with all these demographic variances has the ability to access that higher level of education. That's the social engineering that's in play to give that illusion to the public. Make everyone think there are no demographic barriers when it comes to access to higher education. Everyone has equal opportunity. Don't make me reach through this screen and bitch slap you.
But they have their favorites, so
yeah,
they know who's going to be next in office. They know what families they come from. They know who to give the education to. Trump couldn't say, he couldn't remember anything in the college. I guarantee it. He was paid to go through that so he can be a president. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't believe anything is chance. Everything is set up, and they pick. Give them what they get. But it's not equal.
It goes back further than that. George W. Bush, his Harvard education was false as well. I mean, if I'm sorry, I'm a scholar. All right. And when it comes to what the colleges are looking for in essays, right? The capacity for speaking and communicating with proper English and thought structure, where you have your topical sentence at the beginning and you introduce the concepts that you're going to be talking about through it, and then you carry on through your thoughts, and then at the end you wrap up by telling them what you told them. You know, this is basic essay structure wrapped up into a single breath. George W. Bush is someone who likes to pretend he's a cowboy by talking with an accent that neither of his parents have, nor do his brothers, meaning it didn't actually come from his upbringing. It's something he chose to have because he wanted to have a cowboy character. Yuck, yuck. Okay. And I despise what he did to the American public when he was put into office because of his functional illiteracy. You know, if you pay attention through his speeches and things like that, he does not have the organization of thought to have successfully written an essay that would get an A at community college. Could not do it. Okay. He did not qualify for Harvard. He could not have made it through the classes at Harvard. No. His degree was bought and paid for. Right. But what I hate most about him, other than him engaging in genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, withdrawing the United States from the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court so that, you know, U.S. governmental representatives couldn't be held accountable for any of those things. And yes, these are all established facts. Okay. But one of the things I hate most is that he got America using the word nuclear. The word is nuclear. It is not nuclear. And because he is such an idiot. Yeah, Jimbo, you're muted.
It's not right? Am I wrong?
It's nuclear. 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 It deals with the nucleus of an atom splitting. Okay, this is nuclear. And because he has no real education, because I tell you, his Harvard professors would have reached out and slapped him for using nuclear in their classrooms.
Nuclear.
They would have beat that out of him. In the course of all the years of attaining a legitimate degree, that would have been beat out of him, right? But because he used this word nuclear, and then all the speeches that he would give would be played by the news, and then the news broadcasters started using the word as nuclear instead of nuclear. And then the public starts saying nuclear. And now, freaking 20 years later, the public is still sucked into saying the wrong word. And they can track who's vulnerable to that influence in the public with Google Analytics. When they go through all the social media psychometric data and look at everyone's profiles, they can see who uses nuclear and who uses nuclear. And they can tell who's most easily influenced by social media, which brings us back to the topic of the night, free will.
Tim might be popping up.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I almost
what.
called it somebody else.
Okay. No, that's what everything on my research. Every time I went into study on more and more of the free will, everything comes back to money.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have a chance to tell it. Nasi did.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. And with this, affluence barriers that determine who makes it into the higher tiers of education and who makes it into these, Ivy League schools and things like that. Through those schools, all the networking is done with all the other families that hold power and sway, right? And through that networking, people get the support that they need for moving forward with political aspirations, or establishing companies that are going to get government contracts and everything like that. All of these people have the networking in place that whatever it is they decide to do, they have what they need to follow through with it. That support is there. And that networking is done through these, houses of higher education, through these universities that have those affluence barriers on them. So the concept that there's no ruling elite class is pure ignorance. You just have to follow the math, because the math carries across every tier. If you look into the social sciences and all the research that's been done on all these things, the information's all there. But again, unless you're someone that actually, pays for access to the white papers through the universities, then you can't access the research to find out that you're being denied access to knowledge by the very paywall that keeps you from accessing those white papers.
Another place too that keeps knowledge locked away and hidden is the Vatican.
Oh, yeah, we don't need to go into them. I'll deal with them in due time.
But still, I hate. Okay, I love to learn, and I hate not having access to knowledge. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
And hi, Tim.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Hello, Tim.
Good. Tim, the UFO man.
Yeah, it's all Walt's fault that he went live, and
How
I
you
missed
doing,
the last
Nos?
part.
I haven't seen you since the last time I was on.
Yeah, last time I came on right as you were getting off, so we didn't get to.
That's all because of Sarah.
Yeah. It's Sarah's fault.
Yeah.
Flocking Sarah.
Blame Sarah.
I know. They're
Hi,
flocking eggs.
Angel.
All right, and she's around somewhere. She's probably putting her kid to bed.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Jimbo. How you doing?
All right. He walked out of the room.
Yeah.
Hey, Walt.
Hello, Tim. How are you?
Pretty good.
Hey,
I
Walt,
see you're playing a video game, huh?
Yeah, I'm toggling between all
Mario
of my
Kart.
stuff. But there's my video games.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Your Harry Potter
got-
setup?
Well, that there's not lit up, but there's my other game system.
Yeah.
And then here's my other computer, my new computer. I just got it turned on or got it set up. Just now got it turned on.
Cool.
Nice.
And I'm going to be swapping it out with my old computer and
That's cool.
resystem it and then put Windows 10 on it and move it to the living room with the other studio.
Please do me a favor. Do not put Windows 11 on it.
Windows
No,
11
Windows
sucks.
10. Did I say 11?
Windows 11
I meant
sucks,
to say Windows
man.
10. Yeah.
Windows
It's
11
Windows.
has too many glitches.
Yeah, it's trash.
Yep. Windows 10.
I agree. As an electronics technician, I can confirm Windows 11 is dooey.
Watch, they'll come out with Windows 11.8.
Yeah.
0.9, 0.10, 0.8, 0.76, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then
And
you're going to have
Windows
Windows 10. I miss Windows 95. Does anybody else miss Windows 95?
I said hi to you, Angel, but you were gone.
Yeah, I was putting my kid to bed since every dumb idiot in the universe doesn't know how to put a kid to bed apparently on time.
All right. Well, I'm not a nanny anymore.
It's like, well, I told my dad I'm not going to be home until 10 o'clock. I'm done at 9:30. What part does that not understand that she's going to be put to bed before I get here?
There's my
I see
Windows
that.
10.
Windows 10, Wally. That's good.
Yeah.
I hear you, Angel.
I hear you too, Angel.
And I got sun blasted. Oh, I hurt all over. I've got a ground big time.
I can't sit outside in the sun when it's 17 degrees.
I get blasted not outside.
Oh my god, I want to sneeze. I'll be right back.
Sarah?
She says she's got to sneeze.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up on my snack.
Yes, Kim. No, I'm not going to laugh right now. I am trying to eat my dinner,
I
and I
didn't say
just
anything.
blew out rice. I just blew out rice out my nose, okay?
I didn't
All right?
say anything other than
Because I can't eat right. I can't eat right or breathe right or drink right without choking on it or getting it up my nose or something.
Yeah,
Okay?
you left my live stream to go where? Here?
Yeah.
Figures.
And my little, I don't want to say it.
Buttercup.
Walt dragged her
Thank you,
away.
Brandon.
I haven't stopped since 2 o'clock this morning.
Listen, I actually
Wally.
passed out on Blue and 18 Wheels last night, okay? And Tim, he's like, I got to get a show tomorrow, so I'm out, guys. And he was out. So backstage was like, went on for quite some time. And then I think I got a message by Blue in Discord or something this morning going, hey, I went to sleep, we all fell asleep, so we left. I felt bad too because we're trying to keep 18, Sonny's on 18 Wheels up all night, or up for his return trip because he does trekking. But no, I fell asleep. I don't even remember what we were watching. Oh my god, it was an interesting backstage last night.
Yeah.
Didn't I go back there for a little while?
Not last night, but a few nights before DG did his show with 18 Wheels. Yeah, you were back there during one of those times. Yeah.
At least playing with the sun, I get upgraded to hardcore.
Right. Anyway, so yes, Tim, sorry I missed the last part of your show. That was an amazing show, though. Oh my god, Tim.
Yeah, we had a good show. Jesse was giving a lot of information.
Yeah. I know. I just stopped chatting in chat because, I was like, wow, I can't watch chat and listen to everything going on at once. It's just far too much information while trying to get everything done before I had to go with Walt. Then Walt goes live, and I'm like, I thought we were doing this after Tim, but okay, I'll go now, I guess. Goodbye, Tim.
Yeah, I saw her leave. I was like, bye, Sarah.
I know. they're like, Sarah's. At least I told you. One other time, I went live with Walt because he or the cat or somebody pushed live, right? So he was going live way earlier. Anyways, and so I had dipped out of your chat and it didn't say goodbye. They were like, "What happened to you? You just like were there?" And then they were like gone. I'm like, "Yeah, I need to remember to say that I'm leaving when I'm leaving." Because that was weird. It was just like mid something, it just like dipped out. Anyways, okay, so back to the topic at hand, I guess.
Yeah, we had a pretty good live show. I mean, I expected some information from Jesse, and we got it. So we confirmed on the show that a Project Mogul balloon would not fill more than a garbage can. And they used 6 to 7 2.5-ton trucks, 6x6 2.5-ton trucks, okay, to remove all the debris from the debris field at Roswell. And there's no way that was a Mogul balloon. And we proved it through a comment that was made by Jesse Marcel Sr., Major Jesse Marcel.
Right.
Right.
Well, and there were the nurses that came forward that were there when the bodies were brought in, and
right.
There's so many government personnel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many government personnel that eventually came forward on the matter with all these individual pieces that anyone that wants the whole story has access to it.
Well, and Tom Reed also came out in us and said, there wouldn't have been such a big military response if it was a balloon, because everybody knew what a balloon was. And it was constantly going on between 47 and 49. And these military people were doing that on a daily basis, the launching of the Mogul balloons. So in regards to the Roswell debris field, there is no way they would have put people out in the field combing the ground and vacuuming up what was there.
Yeah.
With vacuums and a large military security response if it was a balloon. There's just no way.
Right. Yeah, and it wouldn't be a debris field either. The nuclear listening balloons that they excuse the thing as are one of these things that, even if the balloon ruptured in the air and it came slamming down to the earth with full force, you're looking at the most a scattering of components across a 20-foot radius.
Wouldn't it be disintegrated though?
Right. You're not looking at a 1 mile debris field that has a gouge in the rock face of that one hill. There's just no way.
Do you guys remember in Colorado, I think it was, some years back, it was the boy in the Balloon Boy, that's what it was. I mean, it's not exactly how the real story took place. I mean, I saw a whole thing on it. It was really interesting. But anyways, point being, like just to see what's in that personal balloon, weather balloon that the guy had, right? The personal one. And you try to like tell me that just what he had there is going to be mistaken, okay, for the UFO stuff. I mean, it's like it literally is the dumbest thing, and it's like all these years later, if you don't even believe all the stuff that's like there in front of your face, right? Think about the heck. I mean,
well, there's the other element going on with it is that these nuclear listening balloons, that they were undergoing didn't actually get started being released until after nuclear. We're not nuclear. Reach through the screen.
I know
the nuclear listening balloons weren't in active operation yet, so there's that problem. But the other thing about it is that if they had released the balloon in the central United States, then it would have been for testing purposes. meaning
exactly.
that they would have released it so that they could detect the accuracy and its ability to send radio transmissions back to the military base, showing that a nuclear test had occurred, which also means that they would have to have been doing nuclear testing at the time in the region where it deployed. This
Yes,
is
and they
another
were.
detail people need. Yeah.
They were.
But
Yeah.
they were
And
dropping dummy nukes. I did see something earlier today. It's
Right.
funny we're talking about this, that they
Mhm.
were dropping nukes that were orange colored.
Mhm.
And I didn't hear anything about a balloon, but what you're saying,
I
they were
brag.
like decades apart. Because you're talking about the 50s, right? 19.
Yeah.
Okay, this I saw
And
was in the 80s when they were trying to do
in the
this.
80s, yeah, that's later.
Doesn't line up with.
But the other thing that we're talking about, and Tim, this is something that you'll appreciate, is that if you're deploying these balloons for testing purposes, then what you're really looking for is determining the sensitivity of the sensors that are on them, right? You've
Right,
got two things
exactly.
you're looking for. You're looking for the reliability of components, and you're looking for the sensitivity. So if you're
Right.
doing nuclear testing while you have this balloon in the air, the nukes that you're looking at setting off on the ground,
Right.
you want to be low-grade nuclear armaments.
Right. So they don't interfere with the electronic
Yeah, so you don't have
components
yeah,
for
so
the
you don't
sensors. Yeah.
yeah, so you don't have EMPs that are disturbing the sensors, because let's be serious, 1950s electronics were not very durable to begin
Right.
with.
They weren't very good. That's right.
But
That's what we were
the
told
other thing
public
about
though.
that I can tell you as an electronics technician is that you want to use very low yield nukes because you're trying to determine the sensitivity level of the sensors on these devices. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Since a lot of nations were going to the point of testing their nukes underground, if you're going to be detecting nukes that are underground, you're not just doing listening for loud sounds, right? You're
Right.
actually looking for the radio waves that are produced from a nuclear fission event. And in order to have that, yeah, so you want to have yourself nuclear testing that you're doing where you're either setting off nukes underground yourself, or you're using very low yield nukes to make sure that the sensors on that equipment are capable of picking up the lesser signals to see how low of the frequency of radio waves and gamma waves and things that it's
Right,
capable
exactly.
of picking up. That's the point. So when
Right.
you look at the nuclear testing that was done at the time, you can actually compare to see when this alleged balloon would have been in the air versus the type of nuclear testing they were doing to determine if the nuclear armaments being set off actually match the objective of testing these balloons that are in development.
Right.
Right. This is basic. This is logic. This is
Right.
logic and reason stuff. And if they try to allege that, no, this is one that was being actively deployed, it's deployed on the wrong continent.
Right.
Right. We have that. Also, that they would have been tracking it.
Right.
Right. If it had been actively deployed even for testing purposes, they would have been tracking it. They could have tracked it by radar. It had a very large radar cross section. Right.
Right.
So
and
when
they
they
were
lost
very high altitude balloons too.
Yeah. Which meant that they don't have the cutoff for line of sight for hills and mountains that everything else does in the aerial industry. You know, being at that elevation, their radar could detect them, they could track it. And the moment it stopped transmitting, they would have known the point at which it was lost, the direction of the wind currents. They would have been out there to recover it themselves.
Right.
Instead of
Which
a
they were.
rancher discovering the materials and then the Air Force being called in.
Right. Right. That's basically what we were talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Not as detailed as your explanation, which I really appreciate. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, much appreciated. I understand.
But I gotta say that that was pretty much what we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have. I was sad that I ended up missing you last time because we do have things that we need to talk about, you and me. But that's more behind the scenes stuff.
Oh yeah, we'll talk a lot, Nas.
Backstage.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
I'll
have
to
the
get
answers
that.
you seek. Put
Okay.
it easily.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm going to drop out because I came on right after my live stream and I'm kind of tired.
Thank
so
you, Tim.
I'm going to head
Absolutely.
out. I just wanted to come on and say hi.
Well, much
Hello.
appreciated.
Yeah. Glad to
Good to
have
see
you.
you, brother.
I'll talk to you later. Angel, keep smiling. I loved your crystal. I loved your crystal. I saw it. It was
I know.
very
I
nice.
was showing you because I was wearing it
Yeah,
at work,
it's
but I
really
got
popping.
blasted with the sun, so it's like super duper shiny.
Nice.
Oh, that's what you were showing us. I was like,
Maybe
crystal,
it
like, did it? Oh, yeah.
absorbed an upload from the sun. You never know.
Yeah, I did. I definitely got an upload. That's for sure. I'm still trying to comprehend it.
Anyways, good luck on your game, Walt, and I'll talk to you all
Oh,
later.
I was just
Thanks,
I was
Tim.
just running tests. I wasn't doing nothing. All I was doing is testing.
All right,
looks
well,
like fun.
Tim, I still got to get with you this week. Here coming up, I have to do it this week. Get with you on that stuff that I'm doing.
Oh, to do the DMs and stuff? Yeah, we can do that.
The DMs, yeah, I know, but I got to do my homework on the upcoming show with Tommy. So yeah.
Hey, that cartoon that we're in is premiering on Friday.
No, it's tomorrow after S4, and then I'm going live after the cartoon.
Oh, cool. I thought it was on Friday.
No, because you got your lines together, and they're waiting on you.
Okay, I'll go there tomorrow and watch it.
Well, I'll make sure you're there.
Yeah.
Did you ever
Well,
see my
Anyways, good night,
interview, Tim?
everybody.
Good night, Tim.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, Tim. Thanks.
Bye.
Good night,
Bye.
Tim. Sweet dreams, man.
Someone is snoring.
I'm like, what? Nobody.
Watching Retro
I'm not
Crush.
snoring.
This is the
Nah.
picture that Cheyenne drew of you and Pickles. Let me see if I can get it to
Oh my god, I'm dizzy.
my flock and Pickles. My
Wow.
flock, Sarah and Pickles.
I make it on the big screen, Walt. I can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I can't hardly see that on my tiny little tablet. I can't even imagine what it looks like on a phone.
Ah!
Squinting and I can see, but it. Yeah.
Endorsement of trade jobs.
I would love to pass over my responsibilities to anyone else. Unfortunately, the outcome would be terrible for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also pretty lazy too, so.
And you see it now?
Oh, that's awesome. I love
I
it.
would not mind being educated though.
She drew the
Yeah,
little wing. and
Anything
everything.
value, and you're the only one who's been
Whenever
teaching me
you
value.
get that to me, Walt, I'll put it in my community post because that's what I did with the other drawing that yeah, it is I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. That's what I did with the drawing that Lucum's daughter made for me. I put it in the my community post. So whenever you get it to me, I put it in my community post there, Walt.
Okay.
That's cute.
So everybody can see that Shay has the best, and I forgot Lucum's daughter's name. Oh my god, I'm a horrible person. Anyways, I know the people with the best children with art. She goes, listen, okay, you know what? It sounded better in my head, all right? Listen, I don't know.
It always does.
We're not meant to talk. We're meant to.
I have that happen too.
It's fan art. It's based, okay?
Yes.
Yes, and it's not weird fan art either. Not, you know what kind of weird fan art I'm talking about. Like, I don't want that. I'm okay. Unless it comes from Walt's buddy's site, then I'll take it.
Into Jimbo, I'll let someone drop something for that one.
What happens backstage?
I'll probably have
backstage.
something on his old TV or his old computer.
I love that. That's so cute. Yeah. Yeah. Kids are cool. I think it's probably the one thing I miss about being a nanny was the little drawings I would get from the kids, and it's not like I overly cared about like every little kid's drawing in the history of the world because that's weird. But there were some of them that were just like the cutest things ever, and I'm like, just still have them to this day, but I don't think I do. So yeah.
All the things.
Brandy, I'd like to think I was, but like everything in my life, I was extremely overworked. Okay, so the youngest girl that I watched was, autistic, and very autistic, nonverbal, anything like that. So they finally potty trained her not long after I left, or like not long after I was going to leave. No, listen. Towards the end of my employment there, they finally potty trained her. God. Anyways, point being, okay. The older daughter would always get jealous of all the things that the younger daughter got to do, right? Go to therapy and all that kind of stuff that I had to go do. So not only was the nanny to always watch the kid, but then I did all the therapy work with her and stuff like that too, which is, PECs and everything else, right? Everything. I take her swimming, I take her all that places. And I did everything that the mother was supposed to do, but just chose not to because, well, reasons and stuff and things. But then she decided that doing nothing with her kids all day was too taxing. So she decided that she was going to go ahead and get a daycare started, which I wasn't supposed to be with, so that I had to watch all the daycare kids on top of everything that I was already doing. So yeah, I mean, I don't hate kids or anything like that, but I definitely, I mean, she broke me. She definitely broke me. But I do have to say that I learned a valuable lesson that whole time. A sir does not need kids. Okay. Then I didn't see the future past like birds. So I didn't see that at all. It's like streaming live. What? Never, not me. And now here I am, and I got the bird issue. But at least birds can be locked up. Lock up children. People start getting offended. There's warrants out for your arrest. There's court dates. Listen, I look terrible in handcuffs. I've seen them in them before. They don't look really good on me. Not very fashionable at all. Plus, hurts my shoulders to go behind my back because, well, of course. And oh my God. Yes. Oh, and something, Brady, something I've been meaning to tell you too, that I never got to tell you guys before. But like at the end of 2020, my my dad got sick and everything like that. But in June of 2020, they just up and stopped my ADHD pills. And like I was withdrawing for them, as they would say, cold turkey, because that's how the medical system works. And I still never got anything back because ADHD is no longer a medical condition, apparently. But anyways, so Brandy, back in the day, you had asked myself what had changed about me, why it was more difficult to understand me. Simple. I no longer have ADHD pills, so as you can see, I'm having to readjust to life without them again. And I still am trying to do that.
I had just enough to finish the book. Actually, when I left the United States, I had a stockpile of my Ritalin that I brought with me to Ireland. I rationed it. I only used it when I was doing work. Yeah.
Ritalin, some good shit, man. Yep. It really is.
Yeah,
you don't have to have it, and you take it.
I do it all.
Yeah. So I actually had my last pill from my bottle when I was doing the edits on the book after writing.
No 1080 DPI.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just a question that Bernie had asked me this time last year, and I just now got around to answering it. But I remember everything. I really do. It's just triggering my memory is the hard part. But I remember everything, and I'll get there eventually. I'm slow AF.
Although I don't have a time machine.
Although Jim can testify, he's met me in person. I'm pretty chill, even when I have those brakes or power steering or gauges or my car doesn't want to respond, and I just kind of drift off, not on the side of the road.
But we were cruising. with nothing.
We were
No
literally
power,
cruising for
anything.
the end of our lives.
You were
Wow.
rolling.
Yeah, so that's how you roll with Sarah. You know, she can't just have normal tech issues. No, I can't. I can't ever. No. I have a bricky tablet from the beginning that chronically doesn't want to work. That also starts streams when I don't want it to, and you know, weird things like that. I get a car that's all, you know, hunky dory, ready to go, so Jim and I don't die from, you know, defective car. And then I get up there at 6,000 feet, and boom, wow, look at, you know, the brakes go out, the power steering goes out, and the car is just like a death machine on wheels now. It is just amazing.
Wow.
And then I take a challenge. Yeah, well, then I get us, you know, but this is how I handle the thing. I'm like, hey, look, the brakes are out and the power steering's out. Hey, Jimmy, when I feel the steering wheel, he's just like, no, I trust you.
I looked over at her gauges and they're all like at 0. I'm like, no, I believe you.
Yep.
And we were joking about it going up the hill, like watch the car stall or something. We were joking.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks. You never know who's joke around me with that. You know, you get like you know, S4 and Ron, they go on a field trip, right? And you know, they'll argue over like, you know, who did or didn't get carbon monoxide poisoning, you know, who did not use the compost toilet. And I get these wonderful stories about how Jim and I nearly died on the mountain cliff, and I'm just like, hey, you want to touch the steering wheel? So now you know, when you hang out with Sarah, it's an adventure no matter what we do.
It was a fun adventure too. It was fun.
Oh,
but
I know.
hate when it gets so cold here now. Now my tire gauge is tripping out. It's so cold. I'm
Good
like,
night, Brandy.
awesome.
Good night.
It keeps
Hi,
trying to tell me I
Brandy.
have a flat tire, but I don't. I'm panicking, like, I have a flat tire, and I go to air at my tire, freezing my butt off, and oh no, it's totally fine. Awesome.
Yeah,
I put 3 more pounds per square inch in mine, and my low tire light went off. Just 3 pounds. That's it. And all of
okay, well,
it.
then I go to
Like,
then I go to get it. And then I go to get a new phone, and then my brakes go out right in front of the Verizon store, and I'm like, oh, let's just start crashing into Verizon. Like, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, the world is trying to get me, and that's a recurrent dream I have all the time too. Is my brakes going out? Damn, and it's happened twice this year. My God. Oh,
I used to have a spooky car. Oh, it was a death trap too, because the wiring caught on fire once in the door, and it put itself out. Thank goodness.
Hold her, guys.
so I'm on fire. I'm putting myself out.
Like, woohoo!
That's self-control.
Suicidal firebug.
Right?
You said it was a
It's
VW?
just like, whoa. Well, my dad
Didn't
decides to
know
rig it, and I'm like, okay, from now on, my dad is not allowed to touch any electrical stuff in my car, period. After that, nope. I'll
You
have a
rigged it up?
professional fix it.
I'll get it, hun. No, you're not, Dad. Go.
You think the world's trying to get you? The world is literally trying to get me. That's like, we're going to warn you for years and years about your brake going out, and not even the same car you're driving now. But they're both Ford. So what do you want?
Yeah.
I get.
Kind of asking for it.
Yeah, right.
Miles, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with, like, when you get like a premonition of sorts? It's weird because I had it's like I was in an accident. It's like I was right there, but it was somebody else. I don't know if I was helping somebody or if it was like a premonition.
Right.
Weird.
Well, the function of prophecy is to either allow an individual to become emotionally prepared for something that's coming, or to allow an opportunity to change the outcome. Prophecy has no value unless it's doing one of those two things.
Yeah.
So
Right.
What happened if I'm never set myself up for something to go into it, so I kind of learn from what's going on instead of going and thinking how it's going to work? Does that put me like in a different?
Well, that's the function of change. You know, the moment that you know something is going to happen, then you have to think about it. And as long as you're thinking about it, you're considering different options. You're considering the possibility that the thing may happen, and it's kind of at your discretion. If you let the thing happen, it's not something that was done to you. It's something that you allowed to occur, which means you have the emotional resilience to get through it, because on some level, you acknowledge you had control over determining whether you could have that experience or not. Right.
Yeah, because
so you don't feel like it was inflicted on you. You feel that you consciously made the decision that it was something that you could handle, would handle. So the sense of power and self-control that comes from that circumstance protects your psyche from negative ramifications of the experience.
So,
That's it.
should I
Yeah, 'cause
record?
So now every time I see a semi trailer with a silver in the back, I'm careful.
Yeah. Good call.
I just don't like living off the old memories, so I try and remove them because I want everything to be new. Like to learn it new again, just do it a different way. And
So why did you grab the steering
I've been
wheel on the map?
working on that.
That would have been new.
Yeah. Which I can absolutely appreciate. You know, the function, there are things that can be done that do a disconnection of conscious memory, which from an entertainment standpoint, it's great to know what your favorite books are and favorite movies and favorite TV shows, and then to wait for 3 years and then experience them again for the first time. To have that thrill of not knowing what's happening. It's
I'm
a great
attracted
experience.
all that. And I try to experience, Star Trek the motion picture for the first time after many, many years. And I still come up with the same conclusion. Oh my God, this is so slow. Oh my God, the slow motion doesn't even begin to tell me how, oh my God, if I were to clip this show for the substance and meat potatoes, we'd literally have like 20 minutes of show. My God. And it's the same thing every year. Every 1,000 years, I attempt to watch it, and I go, why? But then I put things in perspective. I see things like, Star Trek Discovery and Picard, and I go, oh, wait a minute, slow motion picture is so based. I love that show. It's my favorite movie ever. I absolutely love it. Whatever the heck the other crap is. So then, we'll put things back into perspective.
Right.
No, next question. How do I deal with the fact that I physically can feel things that happen to me spiritually? Because literally I had something attack and mess up my arm, my etherical side of me, and for some reason my physical body, actually left arm, hurts really, really bad. But I didn't do anything physically to it.
Right.
The thought, the brain is powerful.
It is.
The brain's really powerful, and
I have like
we're undermining ourselves
entity
so
or
much
something,
in
like
science.
chewing it off.
I talk out of science and do it myself.
Oh, I don't know.
So
lose your hysterical arm. That's not good.
if you had a circumstances where you were being attacked in that capacity, don't think of it so much as an attack, because when it comes to spirit realm and that direction, entities that want to attack you are more likely to attack your psyche than your composition. Right, the matter of which you're made. When you have something like that where it looks like it was feeding on your arm, what you're looking at is an energy being that was looking for an energy substance and thought, wow, Angel Wings really has good taste. And so went for something that's available. So the first question is this something that happened while you were home? I mean, your physical body was your physical body at your house at the time.
Well, it started happening on my way home.
Okay.
Something that I picked up on the way home.
Right. Then it sounds like getting your protective measures in place would be the most important thing. Right. The residence, the domicile, the home property itself, you want to make sure that you have good protective measures in place. But that also applies to your vehicle.
Yeah.
Like you've been having this, prophetic dream type situation related to a horrific accident, and you're driving in a vehicle that has not been enchanted to protect you.
Yeah.
Does that sound smart to you? Right? When you put it together in that capacity, that's straightforward, right? You want to put protections on your vehicle, because when you put the two incidents together that you brought up, prophetic dream about horrific incident, and something connecting to you while you're in your vehicle on your way home, that means that you have a vulnerability where technically all it would take is something jumping in and taking control for half a second to whip the wheel on the freeway. That's it. Then the dream would come true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So getting those protective measures in place.
I guess I assumed having a big chunk of this tourmaline in my pocket was protection, but I guess that's just more for my physical self, not anything else.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, if there were a mineral or material substance that could, keep the entirety of the spiritual realm at bay,
it'd be nice.
That's something that would have been employed on a global status thousands of years ago. It would be incorporated into all the shared mythologies of the world.
Right? There'd be no fear because there'd be no evil to fear.
Yeah. Well, most of the fear people experience in relation to the spiritual realm is just ignorance to begin with.
And a lot of I noticed a lot of illusions are used against you.
Yeah. But to go into depth on that, I'd have to do a thing I don't want to do, which is talking about the Vatican.
We'll do that in backstage.
Yeah.
Well, I like hearing about. We'll probably have a lot we can talk about then.
Right.
Well, to be fair,
I didn't brought anything up. Whoops.
Whoops.
No, I don't have too many intelligent debates. I like having them, but I just don't run into them anymore. I have with myself, and it gets so boring after a while.
Yeah, I know, talking to myself is boring too. Can't even imagine how the rest of you feel talking to me. Yeah.
Well, I think my defenses were kind of not necessarily that weak, but just not up to par after being blasted by the sun, because I'm still shielding the sun from everyone.
You were thinking about something else, and then that's when it had time to do what it had to do to get to you. That split second of thinking about something else. Yeah.
Because I learned the hard way. As soon as that sun flares and all that all the sun storms and solar stuff and all that starts catching up and hitting the Earth, boy, I sure feel it like a ton of bricks. And then it starts hurting and hurting and hurting, and it's like, oh, I gotta ground myself too, because it ungrounds me. So then I ground myself, then it's not so bad, and then I feel better.
When did that happen, Angel? Today?
Yeah. There's a really big one today.
You're back east, right? Like you're back
Wisconsin.
You're 2 hours?
I noticed Wisconsin, it seems to be like the direct center line for all of it. I'm like, great. That's probably why I'm here.
I felt weird earlier for like an hour. I was like really weird. Like,
yeah.
I had energy, but I couldn't do anything. And I wanted to get up and do something, but I couldn't. But it was really different. Like I never felt like that. That's why I was asking you, what time did that happen?
Yeah, because I had hit me so hard that my back started to hurt really bad. So it went all up my way, all down my wings, and my wings absorbed a lot of it. And it just went all throughout my whole physical body.
Yep. I'm looking forward to the rest of the world getting familiar with spiritual events. It's going to be entertaining for me.
It is. Like, and they don't have no clue yet what's going on.
They have no clue. They have no clue.
They don't. They really don't.
Yeah.
They start sensing and feeling everything like we do. Oh boy, it's going to get interesting.
Is this her word?
Yeah. Well, when we start having a tsunami of hauntings spreading across the world. It's going to spread like a virus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to become bad. And the worse people react to it, the faster it's going to spread and the more powerful all of the hauntings are going to be. And the beauty of it, the absolute beauty of it, is that there is no religious power that can deal with any of it.
If you fear it, it's gonna attack you. They're like, what do you want? Like when I was getting my arms pulled behind my head when I was sleeping, like seriously, like I'd wake up there, pull my arms, and I just said straight up, like, leave me alone or do whatever the hell you're gonna do to me. You let go of me, and I've never had it happen since. That's all I said. I was like, you guys just do this to get a laugh? Like, I'm getting sick of this. Either you're gonna hurt me or you're gonna leave now. They're like, oh, this guy's not even afraid of us. It seemed like something like that, and then I just said, yeah, I afraid of what?
Yeah.
I'm afraid of myself.
Well,
That's one thing I'm afraid of. No one else.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm making sure to
people
I'm making sure to not give them too much information about what's coming along those lines, and I'm especially making sure I don't give any information whatsoever on how to deal with it.
I'm still trying to physically manifest my wings legitly.
Right.
I'm gonna keep on trying it just because they said I can't. I'm gonna keep on doing it because there's no such thing as can't. Eventually, it'll happen.
I see 21, 21, 21.
There you go.
Can't
Good
get that
timing.
anywhere else.
Well, I think it's because there's like rumor of winged beings already that used to be around anyway. So
Well,
it's like, what if that's still floating around in the DNA somewhere, and then I manifest it, I'll just go poof.
Angel, it's impossible that you're an angel. Angels aren't real. See, birds are real, so therefore I'm real. Therefore, I'm not real. Okay?
Now you're trying to say I'm not real?
Yeah. I've never seen a real angel before. Can't be a thing at all. But birds are real. They're not drones.
It's like right where Christ got nailed to the cross is where those marks are. I never thought about it. I was just looking at it the other week.
Oh no, that's
and I looked. He got nailed in his wrist, not his hands. That's
not his hands. Yeah, it's part of the mythology created by the Roman Catholic Church. The whole nails through the hands thing.
Your body couldn't stay up. Your body would fall. Your hands couldn't support your body weight like that if they went in your hands.
the other detail about it is that the term crucified is means being crossed. And the symbol that the Roman Catholic churches use of a cross is not a cross. A cross is an X.
Yeah.
So your feet would be spread, your hands would be spread, and they would be tied. Do you know why they would be tied? Okay.
So you can't fall out.
Do you know how difficult it was to mine and smelt iron back then? And to forge it into spikes? Are they going to waste those resources every single time they need to execute a prisoner? Or are they just going to tie rope around them that they can untie after the fact and reuse? Because people are in a wasteful society now, so they don't think of how everything has to be created. They're in a throwaway society, so they don't think about how everything needs to be preserved, right? But the process of actually gathering ore from the mountains and transmitting it hundreds of miles to get it to Rome, and then having it smelted down, and then having them with their primitive resources of the time being able to beat them into these nails so that they could waste them on a single execution. Rome's power was driven by the metals that it had at its disposal. They needed these for their military. These weren't for wasting on people that they could simply chop their heads off if they wanted to.
Yeah, they're not going to take their time letting someone slow die. They're going to, right for the kill.
The whole mythology that they created surrounding that whole event and the identity of the person involved is something I'm going to be dealing with later when people are ready for it.
The Bible's not even in my top.
Yes, Jocko, I'm aware that every village had a blacksmith. We're talking about events that actually happened in Rome itself.
When the bricks, they would pour the molds for the.
And we're not talking about regular nails. We're talking about spikes.
like railroad spikes.
Yeah, which I have driven many of.
I've played with many railroad spikes.
I play with railroad ties. My dad worked BNSF in Santa Fe.
Well, my dad used to give them to us to play with back in Long Beach. I don't think we have them anymore. But we used to play with them all the time in the backyard. Yeah, little kids playing with railroad spikes, and nothing ever happened. Nothing went wrong.
We were responsible. We thought about consequences.
I want to tell you though, I did break my brother's arm on a clothesline, so there's that.
We will not. What I really wanted to do was go hang off the moon upside down, looking back down at Earth. That's what I really wanted to do. But now I couldn't do that. It's fake. I was that type of kid.
There we go.
I would look up at the moon and be like, I want to hang upside down and look back down at Earth. I wonder if I can do that. Yeah, that went away.
I don't know.
So yeah, Jocko, Jesus wasn't crucified in Rome. It was this weird thing that happens in the scripture where the Jews are alleged to have turned Jesus over to the Romans, who were theoretically in charge of Jerusalem at the time. And yeah, big, ugly, convoluted thing with how all of that was going down. But they got the identity wrong to begin with.
It's something I've been meaning to say. Well, see, the reason why I brought up the Vatican to begin with, and the knowledge that they take or they keep, behind their closed, whatever the hell, walls, doors, whatever. Listen, whatever they keep closed, okay?
That's cool.
They don't get the information. Those people. Yeah. You see, the reason why I bring that up, anyways, because Matt had said, Second Star Survival had said, I believe, that he had gone to one of the few levels that they let people in when they're doing, schooling for whatever the hell they do schooling for, and they need to look at those texts and stuff like that. So Matt said he had gone, to the Vatican before to there, and I always wanted to talk to him more about that, but we always seem to talk about cum or eating spooky or cat or something. Kind of, I forget to ask the serious questions.
Right. Sensible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Roman Empire, they ran into trouble when they came out to the Green Islands. The Green Isles.
And who were the sea people? That's what I want to know.
The sea people?
Yes.
Well, the merfolk are still around.
I see people.
Not them, not those people.
I see people all the time.
In the Bible or whatever they came around that wiped out all these civilizations and stuff like that.
That did what?
Atlantis, right?
Called like the sea people.
Yeah. Well, there's an answer that we got to nudge the public up to.
What's going on with this up here?
Okay.
We can talk about that backstage.
Backstage
I
forgot.
We're gonna be up for well, you have work tomorrow? Oh, he hasn't slept in a long time.
No, I've been almost 24 hours.
Oh man.
Well, yeah, well,
what if put to sleep together? What if I'll fall asleep?
The wife had just stuck her head in here a few minutes ago telling me, okay, you're good for the night. Let's kill it.
Cool.
She's ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe we should probably get to
I'll go backstage. Are you, Sarah?
Yeah, my backstages are legendary, aren't they?
I mean, we can talk.
but Sarah should be given like one of those backstage manager permission things, so if someone accidentally gets disconnected, they can be brought back in.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm on my free version now of it, and I only have one person that can be added to it, and I added a pincer to it.
Right, but this is on Walt's channel though. Does he still have the paid one or no?
Yeah, but I'm full now.
Okay,
He's full. Yeah, he's full for the month.
got it.
For the month already? Whoa. Nice.
I had to run to the bathroom.
Yep.
Everybody was so busy talking, I couldn't say nothing, so I just went.
Well, if you walk, you might not fall. You might hurt yourself.
Careful.
No, I had to run. I was holding a while. I had to do
It
that.
was a now or never situation.
Yeah, I'm a last minute. I'm a last minute one. I gotta wait till the last minute.
I do that pretty much every time we stream. Hold it for as long as possible. Get my bladder to stretch out and get larger.
It's good. It's good to exercise it because then you like hold in your stomach. Yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The first time I shielded everybody though from that last sun blast a few weeks ago, it exploded my unicorn horn, and that sucked. Too much energy, and it went kaboom.
I see.
I'm good. It took a while to heal. I had a headache, a migraine for a whole day.
I get. Listen, I don't have any of that. I just get migraines all the time.
And then as soon as my horn grows out far enough, then my migraine goes away. Yep.
Your horn.
Yeah, my unicorn.
Oh, yeah, Tim said you were horny, I believe. Yeah, something like that.
And I thought she said porn.
It's a
No, well, that's what you have on your website is porn. Okay?
No, I don't got my website no more.
It's an etherical horn for protection.
Right, I know, but I got to poke fun at you because I have to, because it's my job, and then you have to report back because it's your job.
That's where all my playfulness and goofiness comes from, my unicorn energy.
Well, that explains why Matt thinks you're base as hell, and also probably why Ron. What? What?
Nobody said anything. I was laughing.
Oh, right now, yeah, okay. I didn't know if you were laughing or listen. Look, I don't know. Okay, I was hoping some mad weed here. I almost said gonorrhea, but that's not what the hell I meant to say at all. That would be really gross. Hey guys, let's look at some gonorrhea here. What I meant to say is mad ganja, which is not gonorrhea at all. Oh my god. Anyway, so I'm just looking at some mad gonorrhea.
Sarah, you're hilarious.
That's the worst thing ever, though. You're right, but it's still like, hey, everybody, come over to Sarah. She's got gonorrhea to smoke. She's mad gonorrhea. Guaranteed to hook you the first time.
A unicorn.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's a unicorn.
Oh, what now? So
guess the national animal of Scotland. It's a unicorn.
No, it's Angel. National animal of Scotland because I've been smoking the mad gonorrhea all day. I'm sorry, Walt. We have turned your perfectly normal discussion panel into cancer AIDS. My bad.
Yeah, you can say anything as long as you don't cuss. You know.
Well, I've already done that 50,000 times, and I said I was sorry each time.
Oh, that's okay.
Still am. That's okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's interesting.
I can't stop laughing. I still got the gonorrhea.
Yeah, nothing's worth it.
You're awesome.
Jocko says, guess what the national animal of Scotland is? Seriously.
I know.
Unicorn.
Right? Oh, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What is it?
It's a unicorn.
Haha, Angel was right. A big horny stallion unicorn.
Nice.
My horn behave.
I thought he was going to say dog, cat, hamster, gerbil. You know.
He's
A
not.
cow, pig, a chicken, a
Oh,
horse,
sorry.
angel. Oh. Oh man.
That's why I get along with Matt so much. He said he loves unicorns.
I don't like unicorns. I like Pegasuses because I like to be able to fly because flying is an important thing. So
Yep.
therefore, you guys are all primitive unicorn lovers. I have all that plus the wings. So therefore, superior to all of
Yeah,
you.
but there's one thing you have to think about there, Sarah.
No, I don't have to. Don't tell me it.
Yeah, this is gonna upset things for
This is
you
my
just a
free
little
will.
bit
You're
on favoring.
interfering with my free will to not hear it.
Oh yeah, well, when you favor Pegasi over unicorns, you have to deal with the concept of Pegasi sky droppings.
Well, I don't really care since I'm on the Pegasus.
Can be some big asteroids too.
Yeah.
Listen, as long as they're elephant turds, I'm okay. Have you ever smelled elephant doo-doo? It is the worst. It is like the equivalency of smelling of rotting flesh. It's awful. It's just awful. You can't get it out of your nose. You can't get it out of your clothes. It's like
Hey
that.
Sarah, there is ostrich poop, and ostriches are birds, right?
Yeah, but again, I'd also be riding on top of the ostrich because that's what I would do. I'm not going to see underneath the vent of an ostrich going, "Oh, please poop on me." The heck are you saying? The only birds that I allow to poop on me are my birds. Okay, all other birds must pick a sir, turd. No, listen, I don't even know. Okay, only my birds can poop on me. It ain't all other birds enough. And my free will and stuff.
You just had to say that, Jocko. Now I gotta go visit Scotland.
I want to go.
You're not gonna be able to understand a word Jocko says to you because, well, at least I can't. Yeah, I talked to a lot of people from Scotland in my whole life. In person never on the phone, I guess. They're
Hello,
on
Sarah.
Discord. But
These
more
are
on
natural orange, and this is dark, flat brown. Like I'm definitely from Ireland. I just
the hell you say? Wait, what?
You see, you never talk to anybody from Ireland. I'm from Ireland.
Okay, I didn't say Ireland. I said Scotland, but also Scotland.
Well, the two are connected.
Don't say horrible things like that.
People don't appreciate.
We bumped the goats together. Yeah, we did that. No.
So,
oh my God!
Scotland's coronation stone came from Ireland. Ireland's coronation stone came from Scotland.
Right, I know. It's a horrible
they were united in a partnership working towards greater things when the Romans came in and screwed everything up.
Romans are the worst.
Yeah. Fuck the Brits. Oh, sorry.
They have the shittiest tea anyways. No.
Listen, I already screwed up the algorithm. Listen.
You screwed up the other gee whiz.
We are the algorithm, Sarah.
I screwed up all by myself. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, we do have to stream tomorrow there, Walt, and I got a lot of things to do. So either are we still going on there, Walt, or are we doing the backstage thing, or what are we gonna do here, Walt?
Okay, do what now, hon?
Exactly what I'm asking. Well, what are we gonna do now?
We're gonna go backstage.
Oh, I gotta get in bed.
You're doing pretty good on that game. Holy cow!
I need to find the stone of destiny.
Scotland's coronation stone was taken by the Britons and broken. Yeah, which is a crime they will not be forgiven for.
I had a dream about a castle. I was walking up a staircase, going to at the top of the staircase, or on the left-hand side, there was a hidden cubby hole. It was like blended in with the wall. It was like an illusion within an illusion, and I sorted through it, and I found like a piece of shard, like this crystal, spiral crystal. with like that angel aura on it, and it was like a spiral, and to me it seemed like a piece of unicorn horn, and a heart locket was with it, a gold heart locket, and it went into a mechanism and I activated it. That was weird.
Well, that makes sense because you will find heart lockets and unicorns if you go to Claire's.
Is Claire's even around
Yeah.
anymore? Holy hell!
And you
Yeah.
get dragons and bulls when you go to Hot Topic.
I love Hot Topic to this day. I'll always love Hot Topic. I don't care how it makes me look, okay?
I would
I
go
will
to
be
the
40,000
forest.
years old and I'll still go into Hot Topic. I don't care.
I just figured maybe that was a significant dream, something to do with Scotland.
No, I guess it has to do with Claire's, apparently. Because Nos would know.
You're funny, Noah.
I like to go for the humor elements because I'm going to get as much entertainment out of humans as I can before they go away.
No, I find he was very humorous. That's why I'm not human. I'm
But
bird
what
now.
about our energy? Does our energy die too? Is all that bull crap we're told? Because I don't believe when we're dead, we're dead. I believe our soul, or I don't believe soul. I believe our the breath we were breathed to. I believe that lives on. We're something.
Well,
we just don't die in the ground. I don't buy that.
There's biological energy that's part of the organic vessel itself, but if we're going to
What's the energy keep my heart beating? No one can tell me
Yeah.
that. And it just
Yeah,
and our body doesn't die
that's-
right away. Our body takes 4 days for our body to die, for all of our chakras to leave, all those energies to leave. And everyone says it's
there are organic processes that continue happening long after death, but the consciousness itself is what we're talking about, right? I mean, that's the concern. That's what everyone wants to think about, what everyone wants to.
I can care less about consciousness.
Fix
That
it,
dies after your last breath, I believe, because all that's just in the flesh and the bone. Your memories from that, you don't take that with you when you go on. That's gone. I think this spirits that stay and haunt, I think they're too attached to that, where they're stuck in the in between, and that's why I believe hauntings are from those people that cannot let go of the worldly things.
Yeah, and most of the things that people perceive of as spirits aren't true spirits, but that's a
because I can see
different
them, like
thing.
corner of my eyes, peripheral
Yeah.
vision. I mean,
Oh
clearly,
yeah,
I don't pay attention to them,
the
and they come bigger and
experience,
bigger. But I
the
just want.
experience of them is real, but what they actually are is a different thing.
Oh, it's cold, ice, like
Yeah.
not even like if I had never been to Arctic before, but I would imagine that's what it feels like. Like I've gone numb on the side of my body before, and I'm just like, this is not normal, and I'm not leaning against nothing where my arm's going dead. No. I'm like, leave. And it was like that for several minutes, but it was like my friend even touched my arm, like, dude, your arm is cold. I'm like, yeah. But what is that? Just like do you just have really dark energy, or what is?
No, it's
ocean
part of the stuff that I'm going to eventually teach people, but they have other
chemicals kind of
level. No. It's that culturally there are other hurdles people need to overcome before they start learning about the layers.
I don't know. Yeah, labels are. I'm past the colors, sex, and all that stuff.
No.
I don't believe in any of that. Like that labels. Like I don't label. Like
no.
What kind of labels?
Not labels. Layers.
Oh, okay.
It's the
Like
the layers
onion.
of reality, the separations between the realms, and how
There's
all
no
that
reality.
stuff relates to each other.
Everything feels fake to me. I don't believe anything's real. That's just me. Like I hurt when I get hurt, but it's like yeah, because I'm a physical body, but it doesn't feel real. Like day to day, it seems like it's stupid. Like this is dumb. This isn't life. They're just fucking not telling us and bullshit. Pay bills and that's it. No, this is not fucking life.
Well, and like we were
I
talking
don't
about
believe
from the
it. It's
beginning,
fake.
like we were talking about
All
from the beginning
brainwashed.
of the broadcast, when it comes to free will,
I don't believe in it.
when society is built around the concepts of social engineering, where there's not actually any free will, there's the illusion of free will, false agency.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you look at that from the perspective of if there's any celestial consciousness that was responsible for designing life on the world and how all those things go, and the creation of a system in which souls could develop, then what would there be when humans don't have free will? What about the human experience would make them worthy of a soul if a hamster is not, if a mouse is not? Because I got to tell you something. Mice, deer, bears, cats, all of those things actually have free will. Why would any eternal being wish to preserve the consciousness of a creature for infinity when it doesn't even have free will? Why?
My birds got all the free will they want. They yell and scream whatever the hell, and also I get
If I had free will, I wouldn't be
me.
in this body. I'd be up in like my whatever spiritual, whatever you want to call it. I'd be up in there. I don't want to be here. So I know I don't have free will, because if I had free will, I would not be here right now. I would be up seeing the truth.
Because I know life was never meant to be like this.
I have a question. No,
It's not, I don't have free will because I would not be here.
Yep.
No, it's okay, sir.
Okay. Well, it's kind of off topic, but it's something that I think we touched on a little bit earlier. Listen, I don't really remember. But okay, so I've had many near death experiences, not in counting the one that Jim and I had on our field trip. Okay. But like the first like real official like near death thing, like I was drowning right at my neighbor's pool, and like okay, so every time I went down in the water, it was the most peaceful, happy. It was just great, right? I was like literally like going down in the water like that was great. And then every time I kicked and flailed back up to the surface to get air, just before the last time I went down, right?
Yeah.
So then. Like, mind you, there's a crowd full of people there, and nobody's paying any attention to me because that's, of course, how it is.
Yeah.
And anyways, so I get to the pool, and I'm like, feeling around. I'm not screaming or anything like that because like I'm used to be quiet, and also everybody else is screaming too. So why would I?
Yeah.
Anyway, so as I'm going down again, right, I see above me standing above me at the edge of the pool. And it's clearly me. I know what I look like, right? Like it's not not me, but yeah, I'm still in the water. And it's like the most perplexing, confusing thing to this day. I still don't know why I was seeing myself above myself. And also, when when my neighbor had pulled me up, that's twice that chick saved me too. Once I sprained my ankle and almost rolled in front of a car when she stopped her bike just in time for the car to see and me not hit me, right? And then this time when she saved me from the pool. I don't know if she's a good person at this point or a bad person because I'm still here. Okay, anyways.
Right.
Right, but for real. This is also like I think of myself. I'm the winning spur. My God, how awful. Okay. Now, back to the drowning thing though. It's like who or what was I seeing above me? Because I don't think it was really me.
Right. Well, your astral form itself is capable of separating from the physical body.
Okay, but that doesn't explain. Well, I guess. But why would I just stand there and watch myself? It's the weirdest thing.
By it leaving, you probably breathed less, which kept you alive longer. I'm just guessing, but I mean
that's one of the things that happens. Yeah, when you get the depressed metabolic functionality where the body requires less oxygen and that kind of thing, so that can cause longer preservation. But the other thing is that traumatic experiences very often cause ejection of the astral form from the body.
I wouldn't say that it was a traumatic experience by any means. It is more like relaxing every time I went in the water, and it was irritating when I went out of the water, right?
Right, but we're talking about the autonomic nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system recognized that you were slowly losing the oxygen you needed for survival. Right.
Okay.
That you were in a circumstance that was leading up to a crisis. So your autonomic nervous system and your subconscious were aware that there was a crisis situation forming around you. And that's one of those things that can eject the astral body. And, usually the ejection of the astral body in that kind of circumstance is something where a person is essentially shielded from having to remember traumatic events if they get really bad.
Well, that didn't work because I remember the whole thing. God damn.
Right, but you didn't die.
I died a little bit inside that day because I didn't die. But yes,
yeah,
you're right.
You died a little bit inside, but you didn't die. And if the situation had gotten worse, then the body would have gone through a more traumatic experience. People would have done the CPR, would have got some broken ribs in the process, so on and so forth. But at that point, your biological self would not have consciousness, but your astral self would have. And after it was done and you would be returned to life, your astral self would have snapped back into your physical body. And the violent return method from someone that's not trained in the gradual transition of astral projection results in a wiping of memory. So it would have burned that experience out of you so that you didn't have to retain the memory of the traumatic experience.
So the fact that I did remember it means that it wasn't that big of a deal?
Yeah.
Based.
Yeah.
That's why
astral self jumped out. Yeah, astral self jumped out as a protective measure. It's a just in case. It's the seatbelt thing, right?
Man, I hate those things.
Yeah. Astral self jumped out, so if it needed to, it could wipe your memory after the fact, so you wouldn't have to recall the incident. But that's a standard protective measure.
Well, I remember everything that happens to me like that. I kind of wish I could forget, but point being is, oh well. But yeah, no, I mean, I always wondered that too, because to this day too, like anytime I've really almost, drowned, it's always been so peaceful. It's like the most calming thing ever. I'm like, well, why is that?
Right. I've had a similar experience. I've had the drowning, but different thing came out of it. But I did have the peaceful after my brother drowned me.
Yeah.
I just had a biological adaptation where I didn't have the actual drowning occur.
Okay.
It's the anticipation of the drowning that was the problem.
I understand that too. It's like when I jump off like high, surfaces into the water, it's like, I don't know, I just anticipate drowning because that's just what I do. I don't know why, I just do, and it excites me, and I jump. But I hate jumping off those high platforms in general because I'm like, I don't enjoy it, but I enjoy the fact of drowning, and that's the weirdest thing. It's like when you're up in a high-rise building and you're like, I want to jump, and I have no idea why, but I do.
Yes. Yep, there is a biological compulsion behind that, and it's been studied. Yeah, there's a biological source behind that, and it's something that really messes with people. When they get close to a huge drop off, and they have this compulsion, not being suicidal or anything like that, they just have this compulsion to go over the edge, and they don't know why.
And I'd love to know why. I chronically want to do that. I don't because, well, I have to jump through a bunch of layers of glass or something. And then also, besides the fact that no, I logically no, but my body still says do it. I hate that.
Right. Well, I can help put your mind at rest. When someone takes the leap and they actually jump, they don't die from the fall.
It's a sudden impact. Yeah,
it's the sudden stop at the bottom. That's the fatal part. So as long as you don't hit the bottom, you're good.
But I hit the bottom every time. I started from the bottom and now I'm at the bottom again. How'd that happen? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hey, Danny.
Hi, Danny. Yeah, boo! I was here. I made popcorn.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, I think Walt's is to the facts that we're in the last 10 minutes of the thing like 100 years ago, so I'm not really sure where we're at of time.
Right. Still with
Well,
us, Walt?
listen, my time, Walt time, internet time, YouTube time, your guys'
Yeah,
all
I'm sitting
time,
here talking to the
all
wife.
different.
Okay. Yep.
I got a little
All right,
glow
well-
stick on top of my mic, and I can just tap it, and y'all don't know I'm muted.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Gonna take a quick bio.
All right. Well, I think we should edit. You know,
Hey, she
the
fixed her door.
what?
She fixed her door. The last time she went out the door, that one time it was loud squeaking.
Oh
Remember
my
that?
god, I know. Thank you, Nas, for WD-40ing. And also Jim. Jim's notorious for not WD-40ing the doors. Oh my god. And then I think DZ has a door that he doesn't WD-40. And I'm like, my god!
I know, it's like, where's the WD-40? That happened. My other job
What?
that I used to work at, the same thing happened there. And then squeaky toilet paper roll thingy. Like
Oh
it
my
squeaked
god.
and squeaked and squeaked and squeaked forever. I found
I hate
WD-40
those ones that squeak like that they're like kind of all long or something, so they don't really roll round, right? They don't do that, and so it's like you get one little square at a time, plus it squeaks, and you're like, I'm never gonna write myself at this point.
Yeah. Oh, I know, I hate that one. Yeah, like, what takes so long? Yeah, one square at a time takes a while, you know.
I know. You got get shits, you got your pisses, you got your periods. I mean, yeah, it's a nightmare. And you come out there, you're like, I should have just used my hands. And wiped it on the walls.
No.
But you feel like it though, right? Because I'm like, how dare they and whatever the hell. And yes, Don, thank you for WD-40 your door. That's base as hell.
Yeah.
My human ears, thank you immensely.
Well, that's refugee housing. It is what it is.
Yeah, right.
I don't have WD-40, and I don't feel like spending my limited resources on that for the time being. But
Oh, then you just use some cooking spray, some Crisco, your neighbor's greasy forehead. Listen, you got plenty of options.
Do you want me to post your backstage in chat, Sarah?
What?
Do you want me to post your backstage pass in chat? No.
Oh well. Okay. I can. Angel should already have it. Jim should already have it. You should already have it. And Nos is the only one I have to give it to.
Okay. I didn't know. I just wanted, because it would be easier for me to have thrown it out there than it would be, for you to have done it. Okay.
No, I'll just give it to Nos afterwards. We can all meet up at my backstage, everybody.
Oh yeah, that way we can meet in the backstage on your channel, and if someone falls asleep and leaves their phone on their desk with the alarm going, you'll have the ability to control it.
I'm not sent me a message that need to mute him.
Yeah.
Right.
His alarm keeps going off. I
Good
think
plan.
it was.
Yeah, that's some funny shiz. That's some funny shiz. Yeah. Or
he passes out. Bless his heart.
Oh, I know. Poor Gigi. I love that man. He's insane, and I love him. Anyways, dear Gigi, you face pale in Ron's voice. Uh-oh.
All right.
Oh.
So I take it that means we're going to meet up in the place at the time with the stuff momentarily.
Yes. As soon as I don't need. As soon as Walt, I'm not running the show, and I'm not running it on my cell phone. So as soon as Walt does whatever the hell he does, we can do the thing. So